All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Northern Winds. I hope you guys are excited. Good evening, good evening. If you are a new viewer, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. Not much to say about that. Tonight we're gonna be a one-man down again. Some of our other players are preoccupied or resting, or just recovering. But we're still gonna have a wonderful show for you guys because we have three wonderful people. Oh, can I get a, if I unmute them first, hold on. There you go. Now you guys are unmuting. Hi, see?
Hello, everyone.
Wonderful.
Cock it.
What?
Cook it.
What?
I win!
You won. We had a wager to see who could get the word cock it in quickest. But it was supposed to be subtle, you know? It was supposed to...
That was not talked about.
I know.
Did not say that.
I suppose by Aussie standards it may have been subtle.
Yeah.
Also, I said wonderful people. I would like to retcon that statement. Retract that.
Recanting that statement, yeah.
How quick can you guys make new characters?
Well,
Fast.
I mean, I've got one pretty much ready, so... Hashtag cockit is the official hashtag to go along with your Northern Winds tweet tonight.
No. Everybody who uses the hashtag will come banned. No, but I don't see any reason why we should not do a quick introduction of who you play and what you do. And we'll start off with Ozzy.
Hello, I'm Wax Steven, and I play the supposed emo poser warlock, Ozzy. and it should be interesting. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen or how this is going to work. I do have a really solid idea to have a new character, so that's good. I have it ready.
As a DM, you always like to hear, "I've got a new character ready already." That's just
Depends if your
heartwarming.
DM kills you every couple of weeks. or
Yeah.
It's just I
brink
want to
of
keep you
death.
guys on your toes, right? On your toes, all 9 of them.
I've been on the brink of death every single week, apart from that one week when I actually died. So,
Hey, look.
so having a sort of backup character idea,
Yeah,
I feel is justified in this campaign.
yeah,
alone.
that's fine. And of course, Oz is also a halfling. Right? Yeah. Lightfoot?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Halfling, gnomes. That might be offensive.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
might.
wow,
okay,
short people.
I would like to apologize to all halflings and gnomes out there.
One thing that I have recently realized as I work on the wallpaper for Blood and Mist is that, and I this was a complete shock to me. Like it shook the very foundations of my soul, and it was that halflings are actually shorter than gnomes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, they
No
are.
way.
Yeah,
Hold
they are.
on.
Yes,
Hold
they
on.
are.
Hold on.
Go look that shit up.
I don't
I'm not
believe
making it up.
this. I object. As a DM, I rule against it.
I'm pretty sure it's true.
I believe you. You know what? I'll take a look in the player's handbook just to confirm or deny said statement. In the meantime,
doing exactly the
Chitin,
same
who is
thing.
not a halfling, introduce thyself.
No. Hi, I'm Brad Wetter, and I will be playing the character of Chitin Vale. And
Shut up.
he's a half elf, not a halfling, and they are nice and tall. He's going to be a little bit more hardened because 2 weeks ago he was killed, and last week he was in hell witnessing the most traumatic experience of his entire life. So today, depending on what happens and stuff like that, I presume we're going to see a slightly different version of my boy Chitin Vale, and I can't wait to see what the feck happens. But he's been through some shit for a little half elf bard. I keep wanting to say halfling now because I've got halflings on the mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
you
and
got
to
halflings
confirm-
on your mind, huh?
And to confirm, gnomes and halflings are, yeah, like gnomes are on average a little bit taller, about a feet taller. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
everything I knew is now a lie. I guess everything is out the window.
Just everything, all of it.
It's broken.
We're gonna do a new campaign because this blows up everything. No,
Gnome campaign.
no.
The relative height of gnomes was incredibly important to the story.
You don't understand, man. Anyway, Lydia, also not a half elf. Halfling. Fuck.
I am a half elf. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm Distracted Elf, and I play Lydia Gray. She is a half elf paladin, level 3. Who has to try and keep everything good and just and so forth. It's gonna be interesting.
All right. Short but sweet. A halfling and 2 half elf walk into a bar. They die. Are you guys ready?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, ready is relative.
Ready is a relative word. All right. Well, I guess if I can find. Damn it! Roll 20. Roll 20 if you're watching. Sirenscape. Just. All right. In that case, I will go with this. Yes. Oh wait, it doesn't change? You guys can't hear that?
What's
No.
up? What are you
Okay.
doing? Changing music?
Oh yeah, changing music. All right, I guess we'll go into a little bit of a recap of what happened last week, or the events that led up to that. Our adventurers, they traveled north in seek of information about the hobgoblins that were a little over a day's travel away in a settlement taken over from the supposed elves that once lived there. In doing so, they found out some information about the patrols and returned home without too much of a problem, until we came across the path where the crossroads towards the mine, and a pack of dire wolves became visible, especially to Ozzy. He, in a fit of rage, recognizing these dire wolves to be the ones that killed Davrik not too long ago, he engaged. And it was a rough battle, but they came out victorious, as they soon afterwards were annihilated after the sudden realization that they broke a treaty. After their passing, they all had their own trials to overcome, their own path towards the afterlife, or perhaps somewhere else. And that's where we left off after they finished these trials. We will see where they have ended up, for better or for worse. Dying changes a man or a woman, or so I've heard. Alright, can I get a quick D4 from Chitin? Thank you.
From Chitin Vale, you say, a D4.
Yes, I believe me and Ozzy have already done our D4s. So.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
I cannot get to the grid, but it is going to be it's a 3. A 3, perfect. Give me one quick sec as I fix this. Or as I try to fix this. Beautiful. Alright, it's a 3. Chitin, you're the one who first wakes up first. You have this weird sensation as you find yourself laying down, as your consciousness slowly kicks in once again into existence. You find yourself laying on a cold, sturdy surface, slightly cushioned by some kind of fabric. Your arms are laying next to you. You can smell this musty, old smell, and a strong sensation of flint even. Firestone, perhaps. As you open your eyes, you are met with a very, very low ceiling. If you were to lift your head a little bit too much, your head would hit it. You look to your left, you see a rock, just a rock wall. And you look to your right, and there is some kind of opening, a cave clearing of sorts. What do you do?
So everything up until now had a kind of grayscale, dreamlike feel to it, right? Most of last week, because I was in some other realm that I'm just going to refer to as hell, even though I have absolutely no idea if it was or not. I'm not trapped, right? It's not like I'm in a prison cell. It's just a very small room.
You're not sure if you're trapped or not, but you can indeed move out of this rectangular shape that you are currently laying, and you can indeed shimmy out of it. And it is in multicolor. You are in multicolor again. It's not a dream state, but the things that you do notice instantly as you kind of like your consciousness kicks in as you're laying down there is that your body is sore. It is a soreness that you have never felt before.
When you say that... Oh, wait, no, it's a stone wall. So I'm not in a coffin. Or I am in a coffin. Am I in a fucking coffin?
Like I said, you can shimmy out of this rectangular shape.
Sarcophagus.
Immediately, I'm shimmying out as fast as I can.
Alright, it's a kind of difficult because you're like kind of in this rectangular shape, so there's not a lot of movement. But you do find your way kind of shimming yourself out, kind of fall to the ground. Once again, that soreness really, really noticeable. You also have a point of exhaustion.
Oh my god, okay.
As you kind of shimmy out and you stand up, and you find yourself in this room, this rock, recently carved clearing. To your right, you have this simple ladder, vertical ladder, with each step bound to 2 sturdy poles. And on the left, there's a reinforced door, reminiscent almost of the wall that you always have seen as you walk towards the to the north of the city, reinforced with that steel bolted inside of this cave, blocking some kind of passage with a torch illuminating this room next to it.
Do I have any of my stuff? What am I wearing?
You're at the moment, you don't have any of your stuff. You're wearing the rags, not your, just the rags, no leather armor, no nothing. It's just the leather rags. So there's like still some kind of tears in it, some dried blood. But beyond that, you have nothing kind of with you now.
Well, I guess I'm going to look around to see if I can find a way out.
Right. Well, as you start looking around, indeed, you see the door, you see the ladder.
Yeah, I'm going out or up.
Yeah, before you really start thinking about what to do next, there is this realization that hits you because you just came back, perhaps, and you feel different, or perhaps feeling different is the wrong way of putting it. There's a clarity in your mind. Whatever the things were that burdened you, that slowed you down, that clouded your judgment, or the things that were your judgment, are not there anymore. There is a clarity for the first time in your mind. It's not
serenity.
Perhaps, or perhaps not. Whatever the case may be, you feel there's a certain freedom that has come with it. Good or bad, for better or for worse, but you feel different.
I mean, I'm not freaking out. I'm not like afraid or weirded out.
No, indeed, like there's.
I'm just trying to leave.
Exactly, there's a certain calm that you feel. Like most people may freak out. You don't feel any. You don't even feel nervous. There's just a goal that you have, priorities in your mind. There's a lot of just common sense and logic. To it. And as you kind of look around, trying to make sense of it all, you see multiple rectangles carved into this wood, into this rock, sorry. These long rectangle shapes, most of them empty, like you can see the blanket that you were kind of laying on, like this very basic blanket. And as you kind of look around the room, there seem to be 2 other rectangular shapes filled. The one next to you has the body, a lifeless body, of a familiar form. Lydia Gray lays within the lower platform of this rectangular shape carved into this rock, and across the room you see a small halfling, Ozzy, laying in one of these rectangular shapes.
Yeah, I'll probably head over to Lydia first. I'll spend a moment, I'll look over her dead, lifeless body for a second, and then head over and do the same thing with Ozzy, a moment of contemplation, and then I'm gonna head out. Probably a little bit more of a stern face, a stern look on my face as I do so. I'm not gonna do anything to them. They're dead.
All right, you just give them a quick look. They like give me a perception check, real quickly.
Cool. I will do that right now. With disadvantage, right? Because I'm exhausted, so...
Yeah, exactly. Like, you indeed have exhaustion. 5, yeah, they indeed, as far as you can, like, they're dead. You're not wrong about that. And, you know, like, the only thing you really notice is that they, too, don't have their usual stuff. Now, you expected Lydia to see perhaps an armor. She's just wearing the clothes that she was wearing below it. And Ozzy doesn't have much of his belongings either. It's just the same cloth that he always wore below his leather armors. Yeah, you contemplate for a moment, brief, as you try to find your way out of it, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm still gonna just try and head out.
Alright. Like there is a door on the left side of the room that is bolted into the wall, blocking some kind of passage, perhaps in this ladder that goes upward. And there's a trap door there.
Can I bang on the door a couple of times?
The bolted door?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you bolt it. It is sturdy. And as you kind of wait, like you kind of hear the echoes through through whatever is behind it, but no luck.
Nobody on the other side or anything.
No.
Can I try and do a similar thing with the trapdoor? Or head
Yeah,
up and
like-
push on it.
Yeah, like you find the somewhat whimsical trap, the whimsical ladder that goes upward, and you try to open it, and it just opens.
Oh, cool. Then I'll head out, or up. I don't know if it's out.
All right. Now you find yourself. I should stand up. You find yourself in some kind of storage room. So it's maybe 10 by 10 feet or so. A lot of objects that perhaps you're not familiar for. You see some flasks of water with symbols on them. You find dried rations, candles. Yeah, it just looks like a somewhat of a storage room. You do, however, see some of your stuff. Like you see your like there's this large basket that has your leather armors. It has that, but the first thing that catches your eye is your instrument. And as you kind of peer into it, you see that most of your stuff that you remember having seems to be in there, and some of it doesn't look to be in too good of a shape.
How does the loot look?
The loot definitely has seen better days. There's a bit of a tear in it. Nothing too difficult, perhaps, to fix with the right tools or with knowing the right people. But, yeah, it's not going to be playable at the moment.
Yeah, which I don't, because everything costs me double in this town. So, I'll take my stuff. I'm also going to snatch up and eat some rations, because I'm guessing I'm freaking hungry and probably thirsty if there's clean water around as well.
You're actually not.
It's just these weird, like... Can I look at the water bottles?
Yeah. Give me a religion check.
A religion check, you say?
19.
Boom.
As you kind of look at the bottles, you clearly see the markings of Kalimver kind of encarved into the skeleton arm with the scales that it's holding. You kind of have an idea that it is holy water.
Holy water probably doesn't taste too great, so I'll leave that. And then I'm just gonna grab my bits. Is my sword there? My rapier?
Yeah.
I'll take that back. I'll pop on my leather armor. Grab my pack, anything that's left in it. My loot I will look at for a moment with that same kind of stern look that I gave the corpses down below. And then, is there a way out of this storage room?
There is indeed a door on the opposing side of the trap door.
I'm going to walk out and expect to frighten someone, but walk out nonetheless.
And you walk out, and you find yourself in what appears to be somewhat of a empty, long room. Like there's benches back to back to back. There's an altar on the front, and the room itself seems to be empty. And
There's an altar?
yeah,
As in... Okay.
like as you know exactly how the city works, being an urchin or having been an urchin and such. You kind of get an idea that you are in the chapel of Kalimver, especially considering you saw the holy symbols. You kind of feel like you're in in the same building where Aelf lives.
Yeah, well... There's a very small chance that I'm a zombie, so I probably don't want to see Aoth right now. I'm gonna head out, just if I know my way around the building. I just want to get out into the town.
All right, and indeed, like and as far as you could already see through the windows here, like it's dark outside. And yeah, you just go outside, and there's very little movement on the streets. It's just dead silence. The tavern. You can hear in the faint distance, there's people drinking, there's people partying. They're definitely, like, it's pretty rowdy in there, and as far as you can see, you just go into the night and perhaps to your own home, I suppose?
No, to Eve's. Fuck going to the tavern. There's no point in going home. I'm going to see Eve. If I go to the tavern, they're just going to stake me or something in a drunken craze. I need to go and see Eve.
All right. It's the chapel.
We still need to report everything.
We're back alive again, Eve. Thank you. All right. You make your way towards Eve, and as you do that, there are two other individuals that simultaneously kind of gathered their consciousness once again. Lydia Gray and Ozzy. You have that similar experience, like you become aware of the darkness once again. You find yourself laying down, arms to the side, also feeling like you indeed are laying on some kind of rock, slightly cushioned by a blanket. And you open your eyes, and you are also met with this low ceiling, kind of trapped in this rectangular shape.
Someone here?
Hello?
Ozzy?
Hello?
Is that you?
Who?
Lydia.
So,
It's Lydia.
I lean forward and just sort of like look around. I assume I see Lydia. Lydia's across from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like, as far as I understand from the description, it's like wall, sort of like, yeah? Okay. So I'm sort of just like trying to get out of the like shelf that I'm on, basically.
So crude way of putting it, but yeah. You shimmy out of it, and you two find yourself kind of like falling down, and indeed you both, wait, Ozzy you don't, but Lydia, like you feel this soreness like taking over your entire body, just as if it has been crushed or something. You have a point of exhaustion. You don't, Ozzy. You feel different. Well, we'll get to that. You kind of stand up as well, and perhaps Ozzy as well, and you see the exact same thing. This open room, this old, dusty, musty smell with a strong aroma of flint, a bolted door to your left, and a somewhat whimsical ladder going upward. And one torch in the room kind of illuminating the entire setting.
Have I been in this room before?
Yeah, you kind of look at it, and it looks different because they carved it out a little bit, and they also now carved it into it, but you kind of recognize where this door would lead as you can look at the bolted door, and you know that you are below the Chapel of Aoth, and this was initially going to be a crypt until they found that network behind the door that then had to be sealed off.
Do I need knowledge religion to identify that same information, or am I good?
You have never been here, but looking like you have messed.
I mean, it's a crypt, right?
It's a
like
crypt,
I can
like,
look at it and say this is a crypt.
Yeah, like you know that this is a crypt. You don't even need to roll for that. Like any person with some kind of common sense would be able to deduce that. Yeah.
Okay.
I know this place.
Yeah. Great. Where are we?
We're below the temple.
So we're back in town?
Looks like it.
Okay. All right. Ace, can I get up at this point? You said I couldn't because of like soreness or like just general.
No,
like...
you can move around. Like you have one point of exhaustion, so
Okay.
ability checks will have disadvantage. But yeah, like you definitely feel like everything is a little bit of sore. And as you kind of like try to, kind of gather yourself, the one thing that you do note is this freshly scarred, almost like a scar tattoo on your left arm that has taken a hold. It's something that wasn't like your body is filled with bruises and scarring of that looks like thunder itself. However, this particular scarring on your left arm stands out to you because it has You may have to take some creative license with this, but you could swear it looks like a blade. And now that you look at it, it even looks like there are almost what appear to be teeth marks around the blade. Like,
Okay.
you know, it looks pretty badass, but still, it wasn't there before.
Yeah, I guess it was real. Not that I doubted it, but sending us back, or me back, I don't know where. Never mind. Let's get out of here. We have to talk to Eve.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And I'm gonna reach up and what stuff is there for me?
Now before you do that, like as you kind of like stand up, you don't seem to have that same soreness, but you definitely feel different, and you also look a little bit different. Your skin is somewhat paler, and you know your eyes have lost their green color. They're now kind of pitch black. Make an Arcana check for me, Ozzy.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. As you kind of try to remember what happened, and as you kind of trying to center yourself, I'm going to send you a message in private, so continue as you see fit.
Do we see the? I mean, I assume we see the same thing that Chitin saw, like
Yeah, you
the
indeed.
door sealed, and then the trapdoor. You said there was.
Yeah, like there's indeed a bolted door and a trapdoor going up.
Okay. I walk over and try the door just to make sure it's bolted before I
Yeah,
go
it is.
to the trapdoor.
It is indeed bolted. Like you maybe knock on it a few times, and you can hear the echoes going into the tunnel network. As you see Ozzy instinctively almost going upward onto the ladder, as he knew what is going on here. And he, you know, you find yourself in due time, in mere minutes perhaps, after censoring yourself, going upwards. And you do also find these baskets as you kind of look around this room, trying to figure out where you were. With most of your stuff, like your basket, Lydia, is a little bit bigger because there's like metal armor in it, and Ozzy,
My armor, my weapons.
Is
yeah,
that a short joke?
Ozzy's basket is somewhat smaller than the rest, because yeah, he didn't have most of his items anyway. However, Ozzy, you do notice that though you have found your medallion, this amulet that you always carried, you do not see the gauntlet.
Missing something? I say as I'm sort of like putting my chainmail back over my, the
I'm just-
fur that I have.
Sort of scrambling through the stuff, like looking frantically.
Where is it? Wait a minute. Where is it?
Where's
Gone.
where's what, Ozzy?
My gauntlet.
You lost it?
It's not here.
Maybe Eve has it.
Maybe.
I mean, it seemed like something you'd want to hold on to.
I guess it depends on the opinion. Well,
I'm cinching my belt and putting my sword back in its proper place.
All right, you kind of like, get that sword and such, and it takes it takes a good couple of minutes for you to get everything properly again, because it's heavy armor and all the other stuff as well. As Ozzy is done quite quickly. You kind of wait on each other and then make your way to Eve.
Yeah, I assume the first thing that I do would not probably like. I motion towards Lydia and I say,
yeah, I think I'm gonna go talk to Aoth.
All right. Of course. I'll come with you. I'll come with you.
All right.
I want to find out what happened, why we're here.
Yeah, now that you mention it, there are some things I could ask, of course.
All right, like you guys move out of this storage space, and you find yourself at night within the chapel. On the opposing side, there is another door that is known to be the staircase that leads towards, you know, the residence of Aoth. He kind of sleeps above the chapel to always kind of stay near. And you guys can indeed try to wake him up.
How late is it?
As you look outside, it doesn't look like the sun has set any recently. It's pretty dark, so at the earliest it might be 10, 11 p.m.
Well, you know where to find Aoth probably more so than I do, so...
Yeah, he's right through here. Wait a minute. What time is it?
Looks like around midnight.
He's probably asleep, but I don't think he might mind if we wake him in this case.
No, I think it's fairly important.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up, I guess, to Aoth's door and just sort of like knock on it.
Right.
Not super hard at first.
Alright, yeah, there's a door that leads to a staircase that leads to another door. You know, two doors. One of them goes to the room of the keeper, and the other door is indeed of Aoth. As you guys do that, at the same time, somebody knocks on the door of Eve. Indeed.
Kite and Vale.
Quite a Dale does.
Kaiten, as you knock on the door, you don't hear anything. There's also no lights burning on the inside.
Do I know where Eve frequents at this time of night? Can I work out what time it is by looking up?
As you kind of look up, give me a survival check. Because there's not a lot of stars at the moment, and you have been somewhat disoriented. 5. The only thing you know is that it's pretty damn late.
It's nighttime.
Yeah, like the sun hasn't set in a while, and it doesn't look like it's going to be up, so your guess is somewhere probably between midnight and maybe 6 a.m. or something.
Nighttime. Okay. But do I know where she might be when she's not at home?
She might be in the tavern, because that's where most of the noise comes from, or she's most likely vast asleep.
Yeah, I mean... Can I bang louder on the door?
You could try.
I would like to attempt to wake her up, just in case she's asleep, so I don't really want to go to the tavern.
Alright. Nothing.
Okay. Then... I have my stuff back. Do I have my hood?
Yeah, like you have all your stuff, like some of it is a little bit more damaged than you would like, but yeah, you've got all your clothes and such.
Well, my hair is annoying me for some reason at the moment. It's getting in my eyes, which is unpractical, so I'm gonna tie it back with like a little piece of string and then bring my hood up so that people don't see that it's me, because I'm just ever so slightly concerned they're gonna think I'm some sort of undead creature and try and kill me.
Alright.
I'm also concerned that I'm still in evil dream world and that I don't even look like Chitin to other people, but just in case, I want to tie my hair up. So he's going to tie his hair up, hood up, and then I'm going to go to the tavern quietly and probably going to attempt to like look in a window before I actually go in.
Alright, yeah, like you find a window that has like like near the tavern as the light kind of reflects, because it's pretty dark everywhere. And you kind of look around, and yeah, you look like yourself.
Cool. Is Eve in there?
You look into the, like in the tavern, it's kind of rowdy, right? Like there's a lot of drinks going on, people are kind of cheering and talking. It's quite rowdy. It's quite packed. Give me an investigation Investigation.
It's the fucking wake, innit?
Or a perception, whatever is higher for you.
11. Am I
11.
still? Yeah, I'm still exhausted.
You kind of look around and you do see a lot of familiar faces. No familiar faces that shouldn't be there, if you will. But yeah, you do see a lot of drinking with some of the members of the guard. You see Eden move around. You even see Balthic and Ulrich kind of standing on top of the table and kind of like doing this shanty. This in dwarfish with the rest of the dwarves right there. But beyond that, no, you don't see Eve.
But did you say Rodolphe was in there?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it, he'll do. I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna try and quietly make my way to Rodolphe. I know it's a thing, but I'm hoping that the drunken chaos will actually allow me to like get over to him quietly.
Yeah, like you are accustomed to this, like you are a bard, you have played here before, like you have dealt with crowds like this, and it doesn't take too long to really get there as you approach him.
I'm gonna like walk up quietly and say, Rodolphe, don't panic, but I think you got the wrong idea about me. You put me in the I'll like put the hood down. I think you thought I was dead.
He's in the middle of a drink as you put your hood down. And he just looks at you as if he's seen a ghost. Chiton? What? And he stands up.
I think you thought I was dead.
By the gods! And he just kind of like grabs you and starts looking around your face as you were. Did Eyolf bring you back?
I don't know, to be honest. I was attacked along with Lydia and Ozzy, and then I had some strange dreams and visions, and I think I'm back, at least.
Jesus.
They seem to recognize me, so...
Be damned, as he kind of looks around, like it kind of like inspects you, looks you over. You were dropped from the damned sky!
Well, I'm alive and kicking. I don't feel great, but I survived.
Like he kind of starts rubbing his eyes as if he's maybe drank a little bit too much, right? And the pictures that you see, they're half-orc size pictures, right? Like he has been behind the drinks quite a bit. Yeah, I don't do that well. What the fuck?
I don't understand either, to be honest. I was hoping to maybe speak to Eve because there's some things that we need to discuss. There's work to be done.
Yes, but usually the dead don't come back.
I agree. And if you say I was dead, that's fine, but I'm alive now. For whatever reason.
With me, lad. As he starts, like, he kind of drags you into the direction of the exit. As his drinks are kind of, like, taken away by some of the other guards. Alright, fuck it. And they start drinking his drink. As you kind of, like, could pull out of the tavern.
Can I nod at Balthic and Ulrich and anyone else who's in there that just doesn't, that might know me?
You definitely try, but yeah, you can definitely see that they're already kind of like a few solid pints in, right? Like they have been drinking and they're like cheering and chanting and just, you know, celebrating the fact that they haven't died, that they're still alive and still kicking. And they don't really notice you, and if you were to try to like stop, like there's this half-orc like dragging you with. You can try if you want to.
No, I'm not going to try and stop. It's just if they see me, I'm going to give them a curt nod. But I'm not bothered.
No, they don't see you. They seem too interested in, you know, like doing this dwarfish chant with the rest of the dwarf that kind of like surround them. And you get dragged out of the tavern as that is going on. Yes? Who is at the door?
I assume you're
Yeah.
like, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was momentarily like, wait, okay.
Ozzy.
And Lydia, of course.
This is some kind of sick joke. As the door kind of slams open, it's like there's a slight illumination coming from the room as a small candle kind of lights up the darkness. As he too is rubbing his eyes as he's just awoken from a deep slumber. He kind of looks open eyes, speechless.
Does it seem like a joke?
And he like instinctively takes a step back. What?
Well,
Are we vampires?
As you say that, like the thought of undead goes through his mind, and he just kind of like takes another step back and grabs.
Lydia puts a hand up, like, you know, calm. I put a hand up, and I say, Tyr has granted me a second chance to prove myself, and as such, I have returned. Has anything happened while we have been indisposed?
Make a quick persuasion check. Because usually Aelf, when he sees people return, they are not of the life variety. He still takes a few steps back and grabs his own sword. He doesn't unsheath it though, but he does keep a safe distance.
Is there any holy water around?
No. That's all in the storage room. Speak quickly. You were all supposed to be dead.
How long have we been dead?
About a day or two?
Only a day or two. Then we might be able to... Have you seen the druid at all? Syria.
Not until she delivered you guys.
She delivered us?
Well, delivered might be a generous way of putting it. She dropped you from the sky.
Very well. Then...
Well, if you don't mind, he interrupts. And he's, you know, he has this symbol on his neck, this the skeleton arm with the scales. If you don't mind. And it starts to burn with this radiant light. Focused on the two of you. As you feel this radiant energy kind of like overwhelm you. And trying to scare you, but it doesn't take hold on you, Lydia. It doesn't. Like you can recognize this as a paladin, as the equivalent of a turn undead.
Mm-hmm.
You, Ozzy, it seems to wanting to like kind of take hold on you, but it doesn't quite. You get like a bit of an evil eye, but then he calms down, as it doesn't seem to have any effect on you either. Okay.
Satisfied?
For now. Not accustomed to people coming back from the dead without some assistance from this plane.
Maybe we were almost dead?
Oh, you guys were dead. I personally laid you to rest in the crypt.
As I said, second chances.
That would explain why your souls weren't listening. I did try, to bring the three of you back.
I'm sure you did everything you could.
Yeah, but only a willing spirit could, and I could not reach the three of you. Speaking of which, is Kaiden still down there?
No. Was he?
He was.
Then he must have thought we were dead and left without us. Where would he... He probably went to talk to Eve.
Or drink.
Suppose it's always a good idea after coming back from the dead to start drinking.
I've been thinking about it.
Can't blame you, Ozzy. I don't know quite what to say, but I'm happy you guys are back. But everybody in the city knows you guys are dead, or were dead.
And I suppose we best rectify that situation.
I think it's smart to find Kaiten first before situations may or may not occur. I would like to know everything, because your souls weren't responding to when I was trying to bring you back.
I can tell you everything that I remember.
Good.
And there's this, and I show the sort of like mark on my arm, in the holy symbol of Tyr.
Alright. Yeah, he kind of like, he takes a step forward, still his blade to his side, as he kind of like grabs your arm, somewhat firmly. Like, you get the feeling he's still trying to inspect you beyond what you're trying to show him, right? There's a certain skepticism within him. You may speak truth. The symbol of Tyr. As he still kind of like looks around you, but, well, you certainly have... Well... How are you feeling?
Sore. Very sore. Do you know where I might find Rodulfer? He would be the person to talk to, I think, at this hour.
He's probably sleeping or drinking.
Ah, well, I know where he does both of those things, so it shouldn't be too hard.
So be it. I will move with you. Give me a moment to gather my stuff. As he kind of gestures you guys, to wait downstairs. You guys move down, and presumably start waiting?
Yeah.
Alright. You can hear a
At
few...
least I do. I don't know what Ozzy does.
Ozzy?
Honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of wait and look pretty bewildered. In general, I'm just sort of looking around, and almost look a bit out of place.
Yeah, like as you kind of like watch Ozzy over, like like perhaps a torch has been lit, because it is quite dark in the chapel otherwise. You do now also see that Ozzy is just looking pale as fuck. You know, his eyes pitch black. He just looks like he quite literally came back from the dead.
Well, I just watched the turn undead not affect him seemingly negatively, so as I have also had things happen to me in whatever brought me back, I assume that Ozzy has done the same, and I'm not, it's not like I'm not aware that he's calling upon powers from the darkness,
Oh yeah, you have seen him cast and such. Well, like there's like this perhaps this distrust, but like there's a common ground of returning back from the dead, so everything is at peace. You can hear some hard knocks on the up the stairs. I'll be away. And you hear like this response from the keeper. Certainly, sir. Certainly. As you can hear the footsteps coming down. While that is going on, you are being pulled out, Kaiten, out of the tavern by Rodulfer. He kind of drags you out of the tavern, kind of looks you over again. How are you feeling? Are you good?
I feel like shit, but I'm guessing I'm alive, so that's better than dead.
Right.
How long was I dead?
A day or two. Excuse me while I do this, and he pulls out one of his axe, and he grabs your hand. Do you resist?
No, I
Right.
just let him. I know exactly what he's doing.
And he
Kinda want
makes
him to do it.
yeah, he makes a cut into your hand, and there is this crimson that comes out of it, and he kind of looks at it. All right, that's a good sign.
All right, at least I bleed.
And those who are dead do not bleed. God, what happened? We tried to get you back.
We came across some wolves on the way back, and there was some sort of, I don't know, one of them was possibly the one that killed Ozzy's friend Davrick. So he kind of went crazy, and we thought, oh, we could take a pelt back, and then of course we realized too late that it would break the peace treaty. And
As you say that, you get a slap in the back of your head. And it kind of hurts, right? Your body's already sore, and it just kind of hurts. Dumbass!
yes, it was stupid, but we were tired, and I don't know what we forgot. It was myself and Lydia's fault. Either way, heading back into town, we, of course, met Syria, and she
Fucked you
she
up.
hurt us quite gravely, enough to kill Lydia and Ozzy, and evidently me. I don't know, I had some dark dreams, and now I'm back. So for whatever reason I'm back, I'm here to do a job.
He kind of shakes you. It's good to have you back. God, like you were dropped from the damned sky.
I think I was struck by lightning, and Ozzy was dropped from the sky, but
No, the three of you were dropped in the middle of the fucking marketplace.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, so she came here.
I suppose she flew over. Holding the three of you as she just dropped it. Sending a very clear message.
Yeah, I don't suppose that we'll be able to talk her back round, but I guess that at least proves that we need some air defense.
Agreed. We're already working on that. Walk with me. Think it's time we get to Eve.
Aye,
Yeah. As you kind of walk right. Like,
I'll be tired.
yeah. As you kind of walk, like, there's this small talk about, like how they were trying to get you back, and Eve has also been trying to get you back in together with Aoth, but for some reason, like he speaks of this soul not accepting the return, not being able to be reached for a return. As you kind of like all together, conveniently at the same time almost, kind of reach the house of Eve again.
Oh, will we see them?
Yeah, like you can clearly see Ozzy, Lydia, and Aoth approaching from the east, as you kind of come from the direction of the tavern.
Rodolphe, look. It seems none of us were killed, for whatever reason. I'll head towards Lydia, hold out an arm.
Yeah, I mean, I see that you're alive, and it's like, Chitin! Like, good thing you also came back, I suppose.
So you know what's going on, or not?
Well, I know it's been a day since we were killed.
Aye. Ozzy, you feeling okay?
I sort of look around absent-mindedly. What?
Okay.
He's been a little distracted since...
Well, I don't know about you two, but I feel like shite. They say we were dead, and I sort of believe them. Did you end up in kind of your own personal hell? I say quietly and look towards Rodolphe and Aoth a little bit as I say it. knowing that I've revealed that I went to what I believe to be hell.
No, I spoke with Tyr, or an aspect of Tyr, and he gave me a second chance.
You two got to speak to Tyr.
Ozzy wasn't there, but I
I
did.
had to. Okay, fine.
All right.
What happened to you, Chitin?
Yeah, it was an unpleasant experience, to say the least. But I didn't speak to any gods. I don't know why I come back, but perhaps it was Tyr that sent you back, Lydia.
I'm certain it was.
Maybe he sent me back too, for some reason.
I can't fathom why that would be so, but I'm sure something has taken an interest in your continued existence, as they say.
I'm stood here, you're stood here, he stood here. Do you think... Has anybody else died, Radulf, in the last day?
No. Last we heard, we fought. She broke the treaty. As she dropped the three of you here.
Unfortunately, it was a lapse in judgment on my part and Lydia's.
You can say that again.
But you guys are alive. Again. That's what matters. As he starts bashing, like forcefully, barbarian-like bashing, the very door starts to shake on its foundation. Eve! Wake up! There's a moment of silence, and there's like an exchange of looks, and Aoth, you can feel the eyes, all three of you can just feel the investigative eyes of Aoth. As he kind of goes, oh, I do want to make sure that I know everything. Because this is uncommon.
As I said, when we have the time and there aren't other people to speak of and speak to, then I will recount everything that happened to me.
I'd rather not speak it over and over again, so if we could all be in one place,
Alright.
that would be useful.
Well, we're here now.
I suppose we're about to be.
As you can hear the lock opening, and the door indeed slightly opens, as a illuminated finger kind of like blinds you. You see the shape of Eve, as she kind of looks. What? Luca has come back from the dead. As he just kind of sidesteps, and the three of you kind of like stand there, kind of bewildered, kind of roughened up. As Eve now lays eyes on you. She just steps forward.
Surprise.
Yes. Surprise indeed. As he kind of like, you know, first looks over at Chitin, grabs his shoulder to make sure he's kind of real, right? And almost like a concerned mother, like tries to like, you know, grab his cheek, kind of like look him over. We thought you were dead.
Aye, it seems we're either not dead or we were brought back.
Aoth, is this your doing? It is not. We tried getting you back. The moment you guys were, well, brought to us. Oh, this is good news. Strange, but good news. How are you guys feeling? Lydia, how are you?
I'm doing quite well, considering I may have been dead shortly before this.
She kind of like eyes to Aoth, and he gives like a reluctant nod. And you kind of get the impression that she's like making sure that there's not, you know, necromancy going on, because there have been undead near the city, and people have died and come back in undead ways. Hell, there was a spirit not too long in the city that was infesting one of the houses. So like there's this reluctance to accept the current reality. And Ozzy just kind of looks you over.
What?
How are you doing? You don't look too good, comparatively.
It's been an interesting day, I guess.
I'm sure it has. She kind of looks like through you guys, kind of look around. Well, come in quickly. We don't want to create hysteria. As you know, you guys head in. Rodolphe and Aeoth also head in, and the table for the very first time is kind of like completely packed, right? Aeoth on one end, Eve on one end. Like you guys kind of like in the middle, and Rodolphe near Eve's side. Do you guys need anything to drink?
I would like some water.
Yes, water would be fine. Thank you.
I'm fine.
And she starts pouring this massive jug of water into like these wooden cups. She starts pouring it. Alright, so... Start at the beginning. What the fuck happened?
We slew some wolves, and of course the druid was not happy about that particular situation, and so I think took her righteous anger out upon us, hopefully evening the odds.
Well, if she assumes that you guys are dead, well, that's gonna be one hell of a reunion.
Yes, well, I'm hoping not to see her anytime particularly soon.
Agreed. Last time we saw her, we thought that she broke the arrangement. She flew you guys in and dropped you from a large height. Myself and Aeoth have tried to mend the bodies and tried to bring you guys back to life, but we weren't getting any answers, so to speak. Bringing somebody back from the dead is a difficult task and requires a lot of power, but it also requires a soul who is capable and willing. And that last part, we were not getting any answers. So after you guys were here, like, we just tend to your bodies, made sure that, yeah, the bones stopped poking out. So
And for that I thank you in terms of having woken up. That would have been a lot more uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, like I said, were you guys trapped? What brought you guys back? Because it wasn't us.
I can't speak for the other two, of course, because they weren't there. They weren't with me in death, so to speak. But for myself, it was interesting. I thought I was finished. Wanted to go to Valhalla, join the never-ending party. But an aspect of Tyr stood in my way, saying I hadn't really fulfilled what needed to be done. And so he sent me back. I mean, making me promise to uphold my vows and
A second chance.
so on, but it was his influence that brought me back.
That's one hell of a gift. Well, it's good to know that the gods are still with us. It has been difficult transitioning from one From the new gods to the old gods. And she kind of like eyes over to Aoth. But it's good to know that they are out there. You, Ozzy.
I look at Chiton and I say,
How did you phrase it, Chiton? Your own personal hell?
Right? Something like that.
Hell?
Take it the same thing happened to you.
Something I don't wish to talk about.
I mean, I didn't get to go to a nice party in Valhalla either.
So what did happen?
I'm just gonna look at Ozzy.
I saw a lot of things that I don't want to talk about. I don't know how. I don't know why I'm back, but I am.
Make a deception roll.
Fucking Ozzy, man. Freaks me out so much now.
Yeah.
As a player, I know, but I fucking...
12. Natural 13. Eve kind of looks you over. Well, Ozzy, if you don't want to talk about it, that's one thing, but pretending you don't know... So what did happen? Did you get trapped, tortured?
Yes and yes. It was
Right.
horrible. I saw things that no one should have to see. I talk of the abyss often, but it's far worse than anyone could imagine.
Well, I know you draw your magic from a powerful creature. One who is not known for his pleasantries. They neither are demons, devils, whatever it may be. I don't know who you are connected to, but... Well, you're here now. Looks like he's gonna have to wait. You, Chiton, a personal hell you spoke of.
For the interests of clarity, I'll say it once, but only once. I ended up in a colorless world where it appeared at first that I was here in Amarok, but maybe 2-3 years ago, and I was forced to witness the events of the day my parents died. I was in the body and the mind of a man named Tori, who I suppose possibly it would have appeared went mad that day. Depending on whether I actually influenced it or not, I think it may actually have been the true events, because I remember this crazed man breaking in, taking me. Perhaps you'll all remember it. I look to Lydia as well.
And yeah, Lydia, you remember
Yeah.
that, you remember about 2 years ago, you remember Tori, who just kind of lost his fucking mind.
Are you saying that didn't actually happen?
So, I was influencing. So perhaps I wasn't dead, and I was actually in the body of Tori instead, or something only the gods know, but it was me. I was trying to prevent the deaths of my parents, using this poor soul Tori I attempted to stop their death by keeping them in town, which is why I went and kidnapped myself, and it would have appeared to the rest of you that Tori was going mad. Of course, my father went crazy, attacked Tori, and then he was banished and sent out, and then you came out, and it led to his death, I presume, as well as that of my parents. Lydia, you got that scar.
Yes, I did.
And then Marcon, he sort of defeated the owlbears, and that's the last I remember, and then I woke up, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Well,
Here.
time travel might be perhaps sumptuous. You speak of a place that looked like this but was colorless.
From my perspective, it was colorless, slightly odd. I thought it a dream, but if my actions are memories for you, then I'm not sure what it is.
Ozzy, do you have proficiency in Arcana?
I do.
Give me a roll.
$13.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
So, wait. The things that I remember, are they the things that you did just recently, or the things that actually happened, or?
I don't think I was able to actually change the events, or the events were because of me, but there was nothing that I could do regardless.
I don't remember it any other way.
No, but neither do I.
I don't think time travel was a part here. I think what happened is that you lived a memory of sorts. Though it's still unknown to me why Tori went mad that day. We always wrote it off as a weird case of homesickness. You know, being so far from home for this long, being, you know, seeing the lifeline we had to Iran slowly fade, it changed a lot of people.
Well, it matters not.
It sounds
I
like,
couldn't change
yeah.
anything. The past is the past, and we've pissed off the druid. And for some reason, we've come back.
Yes, that seems to be the most pressing thing at the moment, is the druid, but also there hasn't been any resolution as to the hobgoblins either.
I suppose we take it into our own hands since we've already broken the treaty.
I agree.
What treaty?
I don't think she's going to want to be speaking to us.
What is this treaty that everyone keeps talking about?
An agreement that we made with the druid to not upset the balance of nature in the area surrounding here. And then we killed the wolves, and then she was mad.
That might have been helpful to know.
Yes, well... Indeed.
It would have been. It was a grave error. But make sure that the second chance, for whatever reason you guys have been given this, to not make similar errors. I would find it to be wise. I am just surprised to see all three of you return. Now we know that this place is different, as we have seen the undead rise. We have seen our kin turn into undead after disappearing. But that's when they turn into the wild. We never had people disappear and stay here. And she kind of like, in Eve, kind of like, looks away into like this infinite distance, lost into thought. As we will be lost in our own break for 5 minutes. We'll be right back. We'll be right back in 5 or so minutes. Make sure to to follow the channel if you like the show, and also follow these beautiful people. I'll drop some links in the chat. Wiggle your legs, get a drink, and we'll be right back.
That smooth as silk transition, though, Ace.
Way.
Alright, and I think with that beloved tavern sound, we are back to play some more D&D, the Northern Winds. Alright. So before the break, we kind of came to the knowledge of what kind of happened to everybody while they were out. As now you guys wanted to perhaps press for future plans.
Indeed.
Alright. So Eve kind of like is in the distance, kind of looks away, in thought. So, you guys got a plan?
Well, I mean, I have the information that we were going to bring back before we were killed.
Oh, yes. And they kind of all look at you, like, with what was the information look.
We took a look.
What does that look like? Just out of curiosity.
It's like this.
Anticipation.
Mimic it?
It's like, you know,
He's
like
a
it's
foreign. Expectancy is the word he was looking for.
there you
Leave
go.
it alone.
It's anticipation, expectation, whatever. You know what I mean?
An expectant look.
Yes.
There you go.
We took a look from the ridge above the Hobgoblin staging area, and there's a small forward camp that may have some information that we could glean if we could get close to it. Some kind of documents, maps, or patrol routes, anything like that. But it's small enough that a small group would be able to get in there and take those things.
Alright. What else?
They have...
There are 2 outpost camps to the west and east of the lake. There's a patrol that walks from the outpost camp on the east side of the lake down the path. There's 2 worgen in the cages, 3 hobgoblins from the western outpost.
Alright. So we have a lake, 2 forward posts. They have access to wargs. Nasty fucks.
And wyvern.
Manticore.
Manticores.
Oh,
They also patrol the area from the sky.
as expected.
Makes it difficult to get close.
Alright. Hobgoblins are... yeah. A race trained by combat and military tactics. There are... the last time I fought those fucks, we lost many good men. And women. They're tough.
They certainly are.
Right. So...
This being why we didn't try and get these documents before. We didn't think we had enough manpower, so to speak, at our disposal. And we're hoping that we would have someone else, at least, to assist
agreed.
when it came time.
It is... yeah. Yeah, and the 3 of you are not necessarily known for your subtlety.
I think coming back from the dead speaks for itself in that regard.
Yeah. And say that again. Ha!
Don't be expecting me to come back from the dead a second time, however. So a suicide mission, not looking forward to that kind of idea.
I wouldn't ask you to do that. No, suicide mission is pointless. After all, we still would require the information to come back to us anyway. It's difficult. It's gonna be difficult to approach them during the day. Because that seems like they have patrols, manticores, and overwatch, from what I've heard.
Do you know if the hobgoblins have the ability to see in the dark?
Oh yeah.
Then a night will be no more helpful.
Fuck. And we can't afford a full-scale assault. It would leave us open to whatever dangers are out there, including that fucking druid. I'm open to suggestions.
Is there a way we can lure them out?
Well,
They seem pretty anxious to kill elves.
oh yeah. History has shown that they will do whatever they can to get to elves first. Even if it means putting themselves at risk. Maybe we can use that.
We could draw out the patrols and just pick them off. Slowly.
Aye. But that will only work temporarily, because they will figure out patrols are missing. After all, you guys have killed a few of them already. And they've already tracked us up north. Or south.
Is there anything that they value enough that we know of that we can either threaten or perhaps offer them to avoid direct contact?
These are base creatures. They care for strength. They like to fight. They respond to power. They're not dumb.
I know the location. My only thought is that I know somewhere where there is an individual more powerful than we. The druid Syria. She would be more of a challenge. Perhaps we could send them her way and solve two problems at once.
Aye, but if she was able to deal with them already, why wouldn't she already have dealt with them?
Yes, well, now that the treaty is broken, it doesn't really matter if she loses, does it?
She could thin out some of their herd and then die in the process.
Exactly. They would be weaker through fighting her, and then we would take them then.
At this point, you see like this moment of realization hit. Rotulf. Yeah. But she might use that against us. The bitch can fly.
True. But so can they.
Aye. But she could lure them here. Have them attack us means that there are a lot less in that settlement. She cleans house, and we're stuck fighting.
Except that if she leads some here, there won't be nearly as many as if there was a marshaled army knocking on our door. We might actually have a chance if she decided to lead them here.
To be fair, we have a pretty good wall. We'd probably stand a better chance fighting them here than on their own turf.
Trying to fight through that pass doesn't seem like a good idea.
Not at all.
We've
Well, we
tried
have no area.
several times to infiltrate, and it doesn't seem like it's done any good.
Fuck.
Thing is, if we lose there or here, we're probably dead anyway, so fight him anywhere. Doesn't matter. Might as well fight him here if we can find some way to defend against the manticores and possibly that bitch flying around above us.
Aye.
We'd probably do better drawing them here anyway, so let her.
I have commissioned plenty of crossbow in preparation for these damned fiends. But even then, we have sturdy folk here, but every single damned hobgoblin is a warrior. I hate to admit it, but if we have to face a full frontal assault, even with the wall, I fear we may not come out on top. We will hold them. But...
Rodolphe, there's no situation where we can assure victory on either front at this point.
what about the golem?
Aye, let's quickly go capture a giant golem and set it loose on them. What's your plan, Rodolphe?
Well, we speak of luring people in, or luring people out. Could we lure that fucker into there? Look, we don't have to worry about her home anymore. The treaty is broken anyway. At this point, I'm more concerned about our home. If we could find a way to lure that golem into there, it would thin out the hood.
But the golem could be anywhere. And also, if we draw it closer to a day away from us, it could just trample straight through there and over to here.
I don't think we have time to find it and lure it. Whereas I'm pretty sure I can find the druid by going out into the woods and shouting, "Bitch, you haven't killed me yet!"
We could just go out into the woods and step on a blade of grass.
I appreciate the balls, but she killed you once. Do you really want to risk twice? After all,
I'm just saying that finding her would not be an issue.
Granted.
Also, we might be immortal.
If only Kaiten.
Though I'm not willing to test that theory yet.
No.
Yeah, let's not test it. But
You're not willing to put a name to the test? Ugh.
what I'm saying is that she found us very, very easily when it came to slaying a few wolves. Like she was immediately in tune with that. And so what if we killed a wild deer near the hobgoblins? I wonder if she's going around slaying them every time they step on something.
Fair point.
Syria didn't seem stupid. I don't think she's just gonna attack this huge group of hobgoblins as soon as they begin to tamper with nature. They've already cut down trees all around the lake, seems to have polluted the lake with some kind of evil, and she hasn't done anything. I think she hates us more than she hates them.
Which makes very little sense.
No, I think she knows that she could take us, but also that we need to deal with the hobgoblins as well. She needed the treaty as much as we did. It's just that she wanted it in a very specific, on her demand.
It seems like the plan that you are trying to apply to have Syria finish the hobgoblins is what she's planning for us and them.
Very much so.
Definitely. That was 100% what was going on.
So we're fucked regardless of what we do.
That's exactly what I was saying. So we need to find the best outcome.
Agreed.
The best, whichever option has the best chances of success for us, and take that option, even if it's just a 5% chance of victory over a 4% chance of victory. We should take that option.
Agreed. And we probably don't have much time either. Damn. Well, it's not my call. She kind of looks at Eve. And she looks up, and there is also confusion on her face because it feels like everybody's kind of stuck between this rock and a hard place, right? Everything.
Entirely.
Yeah, like this is extremely awkward. Ozzy, you have been terribly silent. Do you have anything to add?
there was a gem that seemed to be very much the focus of Syria's search. And from what she told us, it seems to be crucial to her plans. If we were able to somehow control this gem, then maybe we could convince her to help us defeat the hobgoblins.
Problem being that this gem, is it the same gem that's near the settlement?
Yes.
It would be a good chip to have. But she did not speak what this gem was. Did she speak of its power?
She said it had something to do with trapping the Elven City in some kind of fey reality.
The Feywilds. It is known that certain elven cities have certain enchantments to protect themselves when danger strikes. And they can use these protective spells to switch from this plane to the Feywilds, as they are essentially connected. There's a thin barrier between the two. We could... Yeah, if we could get that gem, we might have a good bargaining chip. If she doesn't grab it first.
But what you're saying is that we would need to send out troops to capture that area. There's no way that we could walk a small group in there and just take that from them.
What if we had some kind of diversion?
Maybe.
There's many opportunities here, many possibilities, but... You guys have been there. You guys have seen it. I will confer to your judgment.
I say we find a way to send the druid in and cause the distraction, and then we could slip around unnoticed. Especially if we take somebody like Liara, who can sneak around. Somebody like a trained assassin.
Why do I get the feeling, Chiton, that we are going to have to talk to Syria again?
I mean, we don't have to talk to her, like you said. We could just go and cut down a feckin' tree. This bitch is in touch with everything, right? She basically feels the same emotional bond as you or I might to a pet dog, but with everything, from the eagles to the blades of grass. So we just go and cut down a tree. She shows up, but it's a hobgoblin ambush. She has to deal with that. They'll send reinforcements. We use that opportunity to slip in.
If you guys could pull that off.
Probably not.
I enjoy your confidence, Chiton. But it would buy you some time to do whatever you need to be doing.
It would likely be
If we're lucky, the hobgoblins will kill her and she'll kill them. And again, more boon to us.
It's probably the most sensible thing, but even that is saying very, very little.
It's
I
still
agree.
quite a suicide mission. Going anywhere near that place and dealing with her in any way will be, unless we fight him here on this turf.
Aye.
Be patrolling with those manticores, so we'd still need to somehow get to the lake and the rock or the gem.
Yeah.
But I'm just a bard, so
if we can get to it, can we use it? Whatever this gem is, Ozzy, do you know how to use something like this?
I'm sure I could figure something out.
So then all we have to do is get to it, survive, and hope that whatever it does prevents us from being killed soon after that.
Ozzy, as you speak of the gem, you can hear faintly in the back of your mind, remember the gauntlet. It is indeed
Can we
true.
use the gem as like a deterrent
If
as
it's
soon as we get it?
if it is connected to the place, it might be the enchantment. If it is the power she seeks, and they are between Fae. This place that you speak of, this settlement. How did it look once again?
Kind of like it was half in the mountain and half not there.
It looks like a big cut was taken out of it.
By a beam of magic or something.
This is a guess, but it could be that half the city might be on the other side. And this gem, this might be the source of power for the enchantment. But it got corrupted, right? There's evil that has taken it over?
According to Syria.
Do you guys know anything about the Feywilds?
No, but if you're talking about half a city being somewhere else, I don't need another half a city of hobgoblins.
I don't think
This
that's
is
going to be
half
the
city of
case.
Syria's.
Chances
Oh.
are this is indeed half a
Her
city of
city.
Syria's. Half the city probably tried to escape, but for some reason was unable to do so.
They
Chances
locked
are they are
themselves out.
stuck. If this gem is the origin of the enchantment that helps them move between the planes, chances are they're stuck on the other side. The Feywilds are known to be a parallel world to ours. They resemble our world. The only thing I'm afraid of, if they're trapped, and evil has taken hold on this side of the plane, I can only wager a guess how it would translate to the other side of the plane.
But we could go over there and free them, and they might come out and feck up the hobgoblins. We'd at least have a
And I assume that I assume that that would only require that we either figure out how to use this thing or destroy it, because if it's gone, then the magic won't work.
If it's corrupt and that's keeping it at bay, destroying it would prevent them from coming over at all. We would need to cleanse the stone. And that's gonna take
Ozzy
time.
knows how to use it. We could give it to Ozzy.
Ozzy,
We
you
could
know how to
it
use
as
the
a
stone?
deterrent.
I have many talents. I'm sure I could figure it out.
Alright. So this stone, this source of power, whatever it truly is, it's starting to sound like it's going to be a key in whatever we do. Either an ambush, setting people free, or luring somebody in or out. It's starting to feel like that's going to be a key element. Well, you also spoke, Lydia, about trying to figure out their plans, perhaps documents of sorts.
One of the forward posts is likely to have patrol routes or missives or orders, anything like that, lying around that we might be able to grab. This is speculation, but it's speculation based on knowing how these things usually work.
Alright.
Everything we're saying is speculation at this point.
Alright,
We just have to go in with a pinch of hope.
and improvise. Well, the only thing we can do here is to prepare for whatever comes. We are training more people to work efficiently with crossbows, in case the need arises. Though most people seem to be more akin with axe or blade. We have tried to start, indeed, make amends to nature itself. Trying to regrow what we can in due time. Focusing more on farming as opposed to foraging and hunting. But the fruits of that labor, they will take time. So we can't really use that.
So what do we do?
Well, we can either stay here and await the assault and hope for the best. But I do not enjoy idle hands. Or we find a group willing to go outside once again. And indeed either find information within these forward camps or find a way to get close to that stone. And find a way to use it to cleanse it. Or perhaps to lure the druid in or the hobgoblins away from here.
All right.
Speaking of the stone, do any of you by chance happen to know what happened to the gauntlet that I normally wear?
Eof shakes his head. Rodolphe. No. Eve, no. When you were dropped here, you didn't have the gauntlet.
It could be where you fell, Ozzy.
That's what I'm assuming.
What does the gauntlet do? Because if Syria has it, does it make her stronger or anything like that?
That's probably not likely, but it's possible.
This gauntlet, it's possessed magic?
Yes.
Well, she is capable, so she could use it. Items that have the affinity of magic or the essence of magic can be used for many things. Simply to channel, simply to empower, even if that's not their original purpose. If one is strong enough and knows how, you can draw the magic from an item and change it into something else.
Let's hope for all our sakes she's not able to do that.
Expect the worst, hope for the best.
Can you still cast spells and stuff without it?
I haven't tried.
Do you know simple magics, Ozzy?
I do. Do you have 2 utensils? Maybe a fork and a knife?
She walks back and indeed grabs indeed a fork and a knife, just of simple steel, and places them in front of you as she sits down again.
Okay, I put them on the table, and I sort of look at my hands, rub them together, and I reach out and touch both, metal utensils, and I try to cast shocking grasp.
And as you do that, you feel like this resistance, as you kind of like trying to find yourself, and as you try to do that, you can see the veins that run through your hands become this pitch black, which becomes very prominent as your skin is almost white. Like it's extremely pale at the moment, like sickly pale, right? You see this black these black veins go through your fingers as you indeed first a spark, a small arc, and then followed by this shocking grasp that just carves into the wood and just flings away the utensils opposite sides. Radulf has to kind of duck away as this knife shoots past him. Well, looks like he's got it.
Kinda.
Good.
I think it would be safer for everyone if we find my gauntlet. If Syria finds it, I don't know what she'll be able to do, but it won't be good.
Well, as Radulf stands up and just walks to the wall and just pulls out the knife. Sounds good to me.
But wait, the gauntlet, what is it made of?
It's made of leather, and it has a gem in the center.
Shite. I was hoping it would be metal. Doesn't like metal.
We're not quite that lucky.
Well, if that is the gauntlet itself magic or the gem itself?
I'm not 100% sure. I think both are.
I see. Well, if there is potent enough magic within it, she may use it to channel something. After all, she did create that place of power. She is experienced. Though, it has to be said, she does seem to prefer nature's magic, the elements. And I believe your magics, Ozzy, they are not necessarily that well connected to nature.
That's a bit of an understatement.
I was trying to be subtle. So, I don't think she will use it, but she may extract from it. So, once again, time is a ever-pressing factor.
Right, so what's the plan? Try and get this gem?
I think the first thing we should do is go back to where we were originally slain and see if Ozzy's gauntlet is present.
Alright. Up for it, Ozzy?
That's definitely the easiest option to start with.
Alright. Then so be it. She kind of looks outside the window. Oh. Would you guys like to rest first? Do you need to rest?
We don't have time. The hobgoblins are going to move. And we can't take whole days to just wait. Unless our plan is to wait.
I think we should try and find this gem. We should try and find a way to this gem.
I agree with you, Ozzy.
So be it. Do you guys need to make preparations?
I believe all of our things are... I quickly check my belt pouches and make sure that I have all of my belongings. So forth. With a quick check, do I have everything that was in my inventory? Do I have it?
Yeah. Like, your armor is busted up, like, as if you indeed had fallen from a large height. Like, there's like, uncomfortable dents in it. But everything beyond is still present, and functional.
Okay, good.
I mean, let's just go to see whether the gauntlet is there now. If it is, we can head back. If it isn't, we can head back.
I think that's the best plan.
It's only a couple of hours outside of town, right?
Half a day's travel.
And then we can come back, regroup. We'll have some idea as to whether Syria's got the gauntlet. We can investigate the area where she killed us. Or tried to. And then we'll head back. Then we can rest a little.
Just for the sake of prosperity, attempt not to kill further wildlife. I know we have broken the treaty, but I do not think it wise to antagonize unless antagonizing is required.
Well,
If you say so.
it isn't as if our entire venture has been kill all of the things that stand in front of us. Even the one where we broke it, it was... I mean, there were wolves. Wolves eat people just as readily. Regardless, no, we're not going to kill innocent animals.
If some wild, untamed beast comes riding out of the forest to try and attack us, I'm going to slit its throat.
Then I will kill it, yeah.
Yeah, there is a
I've already
difference
done it
between
once.
self-defense. I'm just saying, if it can be avoided, perhaps it would be wise to. But are you sure you guys don't want to rest? You guys look like you came back from the dead.
I mean, we're all suffering exhaustion, right?
Besides Ozzy. Ozzy's not.
Ozzy's not.
No, Ozzy just looks
No.
kind of pale. His eyes look a little bit different. But he doesn't have... he doesn't look like he's exhausted. He's just kind of bewildered.
I mean,
Looks
I'm
like.
definitely exhausted, but I'm
Same.
going to say, no, I feel fine, and I'm ready to go.
Me too. Grit my teeth and... No, let's go and see if we can find the gauntlet.
I slide off my chair and start walking out.
Right.
I follow.
Yeah, I'll push away, nod at the others in the room, and head out too.
Alright.
Good luck.
Is that all?
Everything I can think of.
So be it. Come back in one piece. Preferably not by airdrop.
We'll do our level best.
Alright. Good luck. And she kind of gestures, the three of you out of the door, and she does close it. Rudolf and Aoth, they stay behind. They keep sitting down. And you guys walk into the night. It's you kind of look around. Like, it's probably at this point properly after midnight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to quietly head towards the gate.
There's
Pretty
there's no reason not to. So I walk along with the two of them
To where
I do the
exactly?
same.
Sorry.
towards the gate.
Towards the gate. Yeah, you guys indeed walk towards the gate. And yeah, it's pretty quiet. There's some kind of drunken individuals kind of stumbling. They don't pay much attention. They seem to try and to get home. It's not an unfamiliar sight here. You see some people move into their homes and such. It's really quiet. It's also pretty cold, considering it's night. There's not a lot of light outside. So Ozzy, you are suffering from some severe issues, as you kind of blinded. But yeah, you guys make it to the gate.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick inventory as well, just to see what I've got on me. Do I have everything except the gauntlet?
The gauntlet is indeed gone. You didn't have a terribly large amount. You still have your cloak. I believe you had a sack with rations and such.
Yeah, I mean, I had a bunch of stuff. I just don't know if I have everything.
Everything indeed seems to be okay. A little bit it looks like she just kind of scooped you guys up and just dropped all your belongings out there. The only thing that it seems to be missing is the one magical item, your gauntlet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just I walk away then. I mean,
However-
I just keep walking towards the
Yeah, as you guys walk, there is a thing that you realize, Chitin. The way you channel your magics, some of them, through means of your, your arcane focus, your loot. It's kind of broken right now. There's a massive tear and may not be as effective unless you get it fixed.
Yeah. A lot of my spells are just based on my tongue, so...
Okay. Like you can probably manage. It's just that if it does become an issue...
All of the spells that require V...
yeah.
Are just my tongue.
Any material component, if you have any spells with material components, you're going to need your loot, plus your Song of Rest requires it.
If my loot is completely busted, I'm not even going to take it with me.
It's not completely, but it's salvageable. It's just that if you were to play it right now, I may have to roll you a d100 and see which side it falls to see if it succeeds or not.
Okay, I'll take that into account.
Okay.
I'm glad that both of you made it back as well.
So you really spoke with Tyr? You didn't...
I did more than speak with Tyr.
Okay, I won't ask any more.
I may have attempted to attack Tyr, or an aspect of Tyr. I thought it was a test. Made a mistake. Thankfully, he was somewhat forgiving.
So, you got to go to a party in Valhalla, fight a god, survive, and be resurrected, while me and him had to go to some sort of personal hellish Groundhog Day.
Well, no. I was going to be denied entry to the party at the end of everything, and instead be forced to wander an empty forest as a lost spirit forever. So it wasn't exactly a party, but
you asked him to come back. Or he told you, because I just died again, and then I was here.
I did ask him, yes. Well, ask... It's hard to say. It's hard to say who really did what, but he sent me back.
Well, maybe Tyr's looking over me too.
It's possible. I mean, I'm with you, so that's something.
They throw a weird look at Ozzy because there's no way that Tyr brought him back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to keep heading out.
Are you guys?
I definitely do not look normally Ozzy-like.
I have sort of avoided talking about it, noticed, but everybody changes when they go through a horrible scenario. Maybe this is just what Ozzy does.
But physically he looks different, or he's just super morose?
More morose than anything.
Because I'm the same way, for the record. I've tied my hair up, so I already look completely different probably than normal. I've normally got this scraggly red hair, and I've tied it up, and I've probably got a slightly dead behind the eyes look, as opposed to normal. Yeah, I am not smiling or anything.
With for Lydia, just for your guys' perception, my I sort of look like I'm filled with more of a like a purpose, there's sort of a determination to it, though I'm also exhausted, obviously. Sort of a renewed vigor. So perhaps a little more positive than the two of you.
Well, I've been pretty emo for the last few weeks, but there's probably something slightly... It doesn't seem emo anymore.
You don't even have a wig.
Remove the emotion from the emo. I'm just a goth.
Yeah, so all in all, we have a clean purpose, a new renewed vigor from Lydia. We have a certain chaotic bewilderness from Ozzy, and a more acting, take charge vibe from Chitin. Instead of staying back, not doing much of anything. You're asking questions, taking charge, making decisions.
Yeah, he's just straight up now.
He has grown up. Puberty has finally hit him. Anyway, you guys make through the gate.
Horrific, forced horror puberty. Yeah.
that's what puberty is like. Anyway,
Puberty, yeah.
Regardless, as you guys make your way to the gate, you do indeed see the gate is indeed closed at this point, and there's 2 guards, on top of the wall, kind of like patrolling, walking kind of back and forth, keeping themselves warm, as 2 torches are at the front of it.
Good day. We'd like to leave. It's us. The ones which leave at this time often.
Sorry, who was that?
Lydia Gray, Chitin Vale, and Ozzy. Who I don't know.
You're fucking kidding me. Get out. The gate stays closed.
Do I recognize this person? As a member of the guard, do I recognize who this is?
You have dark vision. Like, you recognize him, and it's a human, so he probably, like, you guys have not a torch, right? You guys are walking in the darkness. He just sees 3 figures.
Come on, you jerk.
Exactly. Like, do I know this guy's name?
Like, you look at him, and yeah, you recognize him. It's Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack, you drunken bastard! Open the goddamn gates!
Well, I'll be damned, Lydia!
He thinks we're dead, Lydia.
I thought you were dead!
We're alive.
Fuck me! And he kind of starts to, run down, instead of opening the gate. He kind of runs in front of you, like you can hear him running down the staircase. Kind of walks up to you. As he grabs one of the torches that are inside the staircase, as he kind of illuminates. He looks like, weathered face. He has a bit of a short beard, like almost shoulder-long hair, dark. He kind of looks at you. Oh, fuck me. I thought you were dead.
Can't kill me that easily. Tyr's taken a personal interest in my well-being. Now, let me out.
Well... Don't let me stop the chosen of the gods. Oi! Steve! Open the fucking gate! You're like, alright, whatever. Jesus. As you can hear him go to the other side, and Jack walks to the other side, as it takes 2 people to open the gate. As always, only a little bit. As he indeed, you can hear just the starting of the creaks of the wood, kind of slowly moving open. Yeah, like he opens up like a little bit so that one person can move through at a time. Right, well, be safe, don't die again.
We'll be back soon enough, and hopefully with a plan to save this godforsaken place.
Doesn't sound that godforsaken to me.
Well, figure of speech.
I know, I was talking literally, though. Good luck.
Perhaps Tyr will take a personal interest in us all.
He kind of looks up. I hope so.
And I leave through the gates.
Yeah,
Right.
I walk through as well.
They kind of walk through. And then,
As I go through, I want to say to Lydia, I don't think Eve wanted us to start mass hysteria by telling people that we've come back to life from the dead. Maybe we should just say it was a misunderstanding and that we never died.
Yeah, it's not a big deal because Steve didn't see us and Jack won't remember it in the morning. Like I said, drunk as hell.
Fine.
Oi! I heard that.
Crit 20 perception check on Jack there, the drunk.
I see you can
So
hear
what,
the...
you heard it? So what, you heard it? You know it's true.
Oi! Just saying, and you can hear like some of the sounds being muffled as the gate forcefully closes, and it just kind of sounds like it like cursed something at you in a playful way, you know, as guards amongst each others do. But yeah, there's a common understanding. But yeah, like as you guys walk away, you can hear them starting to talk like, "Fucking hell, back from the dead." You're gonna hear them back. As you kind of hear them talk, as they kind of look, you know, they stop patrolling. They're kind of like standing next to each other, kind of talking. But yeah, you guys move into the night real quickly, once again, without a torch. So, for shits and giggles, Ozzy, make a dexterity save for me.
I mean, I was going to light up a torch anyway, because we're looking for a gauntlet. So I don't want to rely on my shitty dim vision dark vision.
Right, as you know, the slope kind of goes downward, right, and like there's these rocks embedded in it, because it's a cliff face. As you suddenly hear this halfling kind of like fall on his face.
No.
What are you doing, Ozzy?
Ow.
Why didn't you light a torch? Can't you see in the dark?
No.
Why? Why are you walking around without a torch?
It's been a rough day, Chitin.
Yeah, but why make it worse for yourself?
I'm lighting a torch now.
Good idea. I'm going to light one as well. Let's keep an eye out for the gauntlet in case it was on Ozzy and it dropped while she was carrying us to town.
Alright, indeed. And with that, as you guys finally leave the city once again, we'll take our second break of the evening. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We'll be right back. 5 or so minutes with some more Northern Winds.
I don't know
Yes.
what
I don't know what
I just
Kaiden
do
what
this
there.
all
I
the
don't
time.
know. Right.
I always
We'll
do.
be right
I
back.
don't know why. Double peace, Vape Nation.
All right, we are back with part 3 of the Northern Winds as our adventurers just decided to move outwards, I believe. Yeah, you guys moved out. You lit 2 torches, one by Chitin, one for Ozzy. You guys move out.
I'm like actively looking around as well. Like I'm walking a lot slower and checking the path as we go, and like the area around as we can go. I'm also keeping an eye out for fucking wolves and owlbears.
Yeah, and hobgoblins.
I want to move slower so that I can be more perceptive, please.
Yeah, like it's more like you don't take it.
We'll take it slow, yeah.
Well, even then, you guys are still suffering from exhaustion.
Yeah, our perception is still fucking disadvantaged shit,
But yeah, you guys decided indeed, like, though in the eyes of exhaustion to move forward because time is a pressing matter. And you guys move at half speed to try to gain as much of an advantage as you can to see as much as you can within the darkness. Assuming that she indeed flew essentially in a straight line. And yeah, like the first hour, what normally would be like a complete hour of travel now kind of takes 2 hours. So we're talking about 3 a.m., give or take at the moment. Make a perception check, all of you that are actively searching. Alright, so we have a, let's see, an 18, an 11, and a 8. Yeah, you guys move forward, and it doesn't seem like you guys can find anything at this part. Thing of note, like you guys don't see a lot of wildlife either, luckily enough. And you don't really catch anything in the skies either, because I'm assuming you're also looking for that. As the skies have been known now these days to have danger within it as well. But there's no signs of a gauntlet on the path or near the path in the first hours. You guys keep moving on, and we'll keep assuming it for the sake of time. You guys do finally reach that same place where you guys remember being struck down as kind of first light starts to set in. You know, that dim light as the sun slowly starts to come up, kind of fills the land. And yeah, as you guys have been searching through the entirety of this land, you guys haven't seen any signs of a gauntlet. You guys did come across some crusted, dried blood where you guys slew some hobgoblins earlier. Not too long ago, at least. As well as these somewhat crusted stains of blood in the place where you guys, in the area where you guys had been struck down by lightning or dropped. And you guys now also see these tiny craters as you remember that lightning struck violently into the ground and it left these little holes. And that's where you guys are, like at the just in front of the crossroads.
At the place where we died.
Supposedly.
Any sign of the gauntlet?
But you guys have been searching for it, and you know, especially with the light now kicking in, you guys can look around. There's no signs of this gauntlet, and it kind of stands out as a sore thumb, right? There's a lot of green, like I believe the gem itself is red.
Yes.
Yeah, so it should stand out as a sore thumb amongst the colors of nature, like the greens and the browns, and there is no sign of it. But it has been about. Yeah, it has been a day. Yeah, that's been a day or almost 2 days now that you guys had were fallen and came back. So there's plenty of opportunity for, yeah, plenty of things to come along and grab it. It's a shiny after all.
I want to look around and see if I notice any like tracks or anything like that.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Damn.
20.
All right, you guys, you know, Ozzy starts frantically looking around, and you do notice a bunch of tracks. You notice faint tracks of a group of travelers, and you recognize your own footprints. You also see footprints of an actual, slender foot. And you may actually think that is from Syria herself. And you see a lot of action, a lot of paw prints kind of going across the lands, but nothing out of the ordinary. Though you are also once again remembered that hobgoblins have walked these roads, as you can see these somewhat darker imprints of these metal shoes, metal armored boots have moved past these lands.
Well, there's been a lot of stuff that came through here. I do see some slender footprints. Could be Syria's. And I see some other tracks for some of the creatures that the hobgoblins had with them, maybe.
So it could have been Syria, or it could have been the hobgoblins that took it if it was here to begin with, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So it could be anywhere.
Yes, unfortunately.
Is there any way we can locate it? Do you have any kind of magic that might be able to figure out where an object is? Anything like that?
I might be able to. So I sort of look around for some kind of flat area around us.
Okay.
And I'm going to start to etch out the symbols that I normally have to draw to summon my book of spells.
All right.
This might take a little while.
That's all right. I'll keep a watch.
And Ozzy starts carving these old, weird-looking runes into the very earth itself. As Lydia keeps watch. Chitin, what do you do?
I'm looking around too, just to see if there's any weird.
That's a great face to get stuck on, Brad.
Yeah, it's
That's
Disconnected.
it's
a phase.
that's indeed a face. He's looking
Take
around.
advantage, Jace. Take
Quick.
advantage. Put it up on the screen.
Oh, it's
Quick,
up on the screen. It's up on the screen.
Everybody do your best Brad Wodo face impression. Go.
Hold on.
I can't.
I can't do it. I don't have that long of a face. Anyway,
Alright, well.
as Chitin suddenly gets removed from this plane of existence and it has to once again relive his passion. Oh no, everything is kind of messed up right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully he will...
He'll probably be back in like a moment.
Yeah.
He blue screened, he said.
Oh.
Oh, that's always fun. That's always fun. Well, in that case, let's just see if we can wait this out. But yeah, as you guys, Ozzy starts carving the runes and Lydia takes a watch. In due time. Like, I'm assuming you're casting your ritual to summon your book.
Yes, I am.
All right. Yeah. It goes.
While I'm doing this,
Okay.
I'm also sort of trying to, in my head, talk or try and see if I can reach the same sort of headspace where I was spoken to before. You know what I mean? Like, see if I can talk at that
Okay.
and just say, do you know where the gauntlet is? Like, in my head. And I try and focus, like, all of my energy into, like, saying it in my head loudly.
All right. Yeah, and you start focusing on that. Give me a general charisma check.
General charisma check. Okay. So just, like, unskilled? There's no...
Yeah, just a D20 plus your charisma modifier.
Oh, whoa. It's the first one, I guess. 9.
A 9. Yeah, as you kind of like try to focus on it, you do feel a strong presence, almost as if it's kind of next to you, and not at the same time. It kind of flows through your entire body. Very reminiscent of, you know, like two people being in a very small space. But it doesn't seem to respond to you. It just doesn't... It knows you're there. It knows you're trying. It just doesn't care.
Okay. So, like, I'm still continuing, like, the ritual to summon my spellbook while all this is happening, and, like, I'm yelling in my head.
If you want me to bring the gauntlet to the gem, I have to know where it is. Show me the way.
Alright, we're trying to fix the webcams right now as well, real quickly. Hopefully it fixed itself. I believe it did. Beautiful. Alright, so as you try to reason with this voice, there's just no hill. Nothing. It's just kind of protruding continuously. And you do get the feeling that it's being annoyed by you attempting to hail it, but beyond that, it's just unresponsive. You get the feeling you're gonna have to figure this out on your own. He already has done enough.
So, yeah, again, while this is all going on, like, I'm still drawing the symbols on the ground, like I'm trying to summon up my spell book. And I'm just trying to make it look like this is what I'm trying to do to find the gauntlet.
Alright. Yeah,
Well, I have no knowledge arcana, so there's no way that I can
Exactly,
possibly
like-
identify whether or not you're doing the correct spell that would allow you to find it or not. So
yeah. Luckily enough, there's like, does Chitin have knowledge in Arcana? Yeah, like a
Let's find
proficiency.
out.
A proficiency.
Let's
He's a
find out.
bard, doesn't he? Just
He's a bard,
fucking
yeah.
know
I
everything?
mean, I have kind of everything. Yeah, I do.
Roll me an Arcana check. Yeah, like, you're too focused on, like, kind of keeping an eye out because you know the dangers around, plus you're still exhausted as well. Like, you see that he's indeed making symbols that, you know, indeed are somewhat connected to arcane magic, so as far as you are concerned, he's doing the thing he's saying, so you're not really concerned.
I'm not hugely bothered, to be honest.
Exactly.
I just believe that he's doing some shit that he needs to do.
Alright.
So it takes, I believe it takes an hour for me to do this. So I'm gonna go through the process and summon my book of spells.
Alright. And indeed, like, after an hour, maybe some small discourse, there indeed, like, the symbols themselves, they start to glow with this dark red energy as they kind of fill the outlining. As indeed, as a puff of smoke starts to build up, and... Exactly, indeed, and the book, as this smoke that rises suddenly starts to solidify at the bottom, as the smoke kind of fades, and there's this familiar book, Ozzy. You know, this dark leather, bound with iron. This very familiar book.
So I sort of pick it up and I sigh deeply, and I look towards the both of them and I say,
I don't know where the gauntlet is.
Okay, well, at least you tried. I guess we should just head back to town.
I agree. We came out here to check that the gauntlet was here, but to go and try and claim that gem without resting would be difficult, I think.
I don't think we have a solid plan in place either, so... Well, we have no gauntlet, but at least we know that it's not here.
All right. And you guys start making your way back. Are you guys walking with the same amount of speed, still trying to keep an eye out, or just normal pace?
Oh, I'm looking around everywhere because I'm now concerned that I've trod on a blade of grass and pissed off.
I think we're all a bit wary of the situation.
Right.
The last time we were here, we literally died. So yeah, we're.
God, you're trying to get the hell out of Dodge.
I'm like
before I leave, can I cast, like, before we start heading back, can I cast Detect Magic just in case?
Yeah, sure. What does Detect Magic exactly do again?
Detect Magic.
Besides
For the duration,
detecting magic?
you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you can learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
All right. You start casting Detect Magic. As you kind of grasp your holy symbol, as it starts to radiate, and you kind of open up your senses to see beyond just what normal eyes can see. And as you kind of start looking around within a 30 feet range of you, you do feel the reminiscent of the arcane magics that impacted here. Faint, faint destructive magic, reminiscent of lightnings and such, which kind of makes you shiver to the very bone. As you kind of look around, you don't see anything specifically until your eyes kind of fall on Ozzy. He has this amulet on his neck that protrudes this radiant energy, very positive energy, yet it is almost overwhelmed by the very fact that his entire body is filled with a very dark, bordering on necromancy energy at this point. And it's not any normal school of magic. This is something beyond that. This
Something beyond a school of magic. All right. Good to know. Okay, so this is a 10-minute possible concentration at this point. So as long as
just
I'm focusing on it.
Just a continuous 30 minutes, 30-foot range walking distance?
It's 30 foot, 30 foot around me, 10 minutes, and I'm just going to walk, and if I happen to see anything else, then let me know. But I'm keeping that information to myself currently.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like it's almost like it's more like a base. This is the thing where necromancy could spawn from type of magic. But yeah, as you kind of walk around and you try to use this 10 minutes, trying to make the most of it. Yeah, you don't find much of anything. You do, however, notice every now and then that there's these pulsing magics through nature kind of come across you over the land. Almost like something is scanning the entire world or is in contact with the entire world. But yeah, it doesn't cause anything.
Right.
And beyond
All right,
that,
well, if I don't see the gauntlet, then it's the same thing walking back, perception and
yeah. You guys indeed keep walking back, and you guys have have stood still for quite a while. And you guys walk back at normal pace, I presume. Give me again another perception check. God. I like how that's a 20 and a 19 from Chitin right there. That's beautiful. 12, 21, and 18. Alright. You guys kind of start making your way back, and there's nothing really that catches your eye, but is of any concern. You can still see, now that it's, it's light outside once again, as you guys are making your way, the sun has properly come up. You do see some birds fly by, some small birds. And every now and then you do see like a boar maybe roam, kind of like searching for food. But nothing of any immediate concern. Luckily enough. As you guys make your way back, and in due time also come back to the gate.
Do you want to tell him to let us in, Lydia?
At this point, the gate is just open. The gate's once again, properly open as the sun has come up again.
Oh, then it's just straight in.
Yep, just walk on through. Going back to Eve, I guess, or Rodolfo, either one.
Right. And you do see it like at the bottom of the gate right now as they kind of like see you approach. You see indeed Jack and Steve, the guards, kind of sobered up right now. See you approach. They kind of wave you. You're not dead. Again, it's good.
Do we go past? Does this route take us past Enna?
Yeah, you can make a detour. Like Enna's house is kind of in the west of the city, kind of near your home, where like the houses are kind of ramshackled and dire need of repair. The west side of the city. That's kind of where she has set up shop, and she has made renovations and turned her little house into like a shop/living space.
Would it cheer you up to go and see Enna, Ozzy?
You can go see her. I have no problem with that.
I have a question for her.
I have no business with Enna. I'll try and meet up with Eve and let her know that we didn't find the gauntlet.
Fine, I'll go and see Enna and then I'm going to bed.
Alright. As Lydia Gray indeed parts from the group and walks into a straight line towards Eve as you guys make a detour to indeed meet Enna. Let's do Eve first then. And you walk up to the door, and Eve opens. Lydia, good to see you back.
Sadly, we couldn't find the object we were looking for.
I'm assuming the others are okay?
They're fine. They're going to see Enna.
Of course.
May I?
Yeah, come in. Kind of gestures you.
I enter and stay standing, but wait until the door is closed.
Yeah, she closes the door, and she, gestures you to take a seat.
I think that there is something that you best know about. And of the people in this town, you're maybe one who would understand the most. Other than maybe Aoth, I suppose. But regardless, I was looking for Ozzy's item, the gauntlet that he had lost, and my spell picked up something odd about himself, as if his being is being sustained by some magic that I can't identify. And I mean, having just recently come back from the dead, that may have something to do with it.
That's...
It's maybe no cause for alarm, but he was very reticent about what happened to him.
Indeed. I did notice that as well, and Aoth spoke to me about it as well. Ozzy is... well, a peculiar one. He came to us like a couple of weeks ago. And, well, from the very first time I saw him, there was something off about him. Not as in he is... well, I suppose he's a bit weird, but it's not like, there was something different about him, as if he was hiding something. I tried...
This is not any kind of accusation of Ozzy, just so you're aware.
No, but
merely to be cautious that there is some kind of magic I cannot identify involved with his current being.
Yeah, and I think it ties in with what I have seen a couple of weeks ago. Because I, too, casted a spell to see what he was about. Well, first thing, is he did not have that same energy you speak of, that is now sustaining him, possibly?
I can't say.
However, there is cause for concern. That is why I did not have him join that one meeting. You know, as long as let me put it this way, keep an eye on him. As long as he's being useful, that's great. If he does something that puts the city at risk, end him.
My thoughts exactly. If he isn't a problem, then we have bigger problems to deal with, and I'm not accusing him of anything. It's just odd. And I thought with your position that you might have some sort of insight into that.
Yeah. We already have several people keeping an eye on him. It is one of the reasons why Aoth has taken a liking to him. You know?
I see.
Because otherwise, like, it was surprising that nobody found it to be strange that a stranger could suddenly help this city's and the mourning people and the dead. But the thing is, if it does come to be, you saw through him with, I presume, some kind of magical spell to detect.
Simple detection of magic.
Did you see what he was wearing on his neck?
Of course.
Call it a safety precaution.
The use of such magics doesn't necessarily make one evil.
Exactly, but they can be taken over. And that's more of a concern. Even if Ozzy becomes trustworthy, the power that he serves will never be. And if that very same power is now sustaining him, who knows what kind of hold this creature has over him.
Well, I've done what I can. And now I'm going to rest.
Right. If it ever comes to it, I'm sure that you are the most capable of dealing with it. But if it gets out of hand, let me know.
I'll perhaps speak to him and see if we can figure out what's going on.
Right. Do me a favor. Do not tell him that there are people out there who already have a suspicion.
I wasn't planning to.
It's always better to be said than not said.
Very well. I'll take my leave now, Eve, and figure out what we're going to do next.
All right.
If you think of anything, let me know. I'll be in the barracks.
I will. Right. As you leave the house, and Ozzy and Chitin, they are walking towards the place of Anna. I'm kind of making a detour. Any small conversation going on, or are you guys just purposefully moving up to Anna?
I probably would just sort of gauge the way that Chitin looks and how he's sort of been handling things. If we've been walking, most of the day, and I mean, I assume you look sort of beaten down and whatnot. Chitin.
Probably look like I'm about to fall over and die again from exhaustion, but instead of complaining about it or trying to, like, I'm doing everything in my power to just continue. Like,
okay,
I'm not that bothered that I'm exhausted beyond belief. Just heading the way. I'm probably taking some alleyways and stuff. Like, I've got all these shortcuts through town that I'm like heading into and just ducking into.
All right.
But mostly, yeah, I'm just heading my way. if Ozzy doesn't speak to me, I probably won't say much, because I assume he's just been to a version of hell similar to my own. So
I'm just sort of trying to like read Chiton and see if I can figure out like what, you know, like how bad he's doing, basically.
So you want to essentially make an insight check.
Yeah, like I wanna sort of gauge where, you know, where he is. Like, is he suicidal? Is he, you know?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah.
Good old-fashioned insight check.
9.
Right. As you kind of look him over and kind of like having walked with him and such, he doesn't look, or he doesn't act like the kid you kind of knew him to act like, this brooding bastard who just, you know, almost was bordering on bratty. He now looks different, like he's like whatever happened to him definitely shook him up. That's clear. That's something you can tell. Like, coming back from the dead is one hell of an experience for even the most strongest of mind. But, you know, you can't really place what's going on exactly. He just looks, you know, definitely different, but surprisingly seems to handle himself well enough after such an event.
I would say I'm moving with like a fairly confident purpose, as opposed to normally where I'm kind of sticking to someone else. You know, I normally would stick behind Lydia or Strongwalker or something. I'm just moving around now. But I feel like that would be a little bit unnerving if you'd been traveling with me for longer than a day before. Because I've suddenly gone...
His personality made it a 180 for whatever reason.
Okay. So I sort of look at him and I say,
It was bad, Chiton?
Right? Probably the worst thing I could imagine, which is why I'm fairly convinced it was some sort of hell realm. I assume you went to the same place.
From what I can tell. What do you want to see Anna for?
Her name's been brought up a lot in conjunction with like Syria and druidic power. And I figure if she's able to be in touch with nature, maybe she can track Syria and the golem in the same way. I don't know anyone else that could try it.
Well, from what I understand, she's already tried to search for the golem for the town and hasn't been successful.
But also, there's been a lot of people that have said some things that seem to conflict about Enna. I think the golem.
your sound cut out, Brad.
Oh, you're okay. You're right back again. You just cut out
Okay.
for a second.
That's scary. They said that Syria said she's the one that maybe made the golem or her mistakes and stuff, so I wanted to maybe question her on it and see. Well, I feel like she has a part to play in this and everybody's overlooking her.
You might be right. Let's see what she has to say.
I'm not saying she's evil like Syria, but I think we could probably use her now.
At this point, I don't even care.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to
All right.
Enna's.
You gotta indeed following the shortcuts and alleyways. Not there's a lot of shortcuts and alleyways anyway, because it's a large, super large city. But there are some, and you use them, and in mere minutes you do end up indeed with the you know, this new shop in the city where you can buy a few potions if need be. And Anna is indeed present. The door is kind of open. She's like, you know, putting things on the front, working on some of the plants that have grown in front of her window.
Is there anyone else in there?
Not that you can see, not from here.
Alright, well, once we've walked in, I'm going to close the door.
Well, she's outside. She's outside. Like her door is open, but she's outside working in front of the window.
I guess as I approach, I'll say, good day, Anna. Do you mind if we have a quick word?
Titan! Ozzy! Last I heard, you guys... Never mind. You want to speak. What is up?
Mind if we speak inside? The information is a little sensitive.
Okay. She makes a quick insight check on you.
Sure. I mean, it is, so...
Yeah, 21, like, are the intentions, your deep intentions, like, hostile, or just...
No, I just don't want to... or anything, or the whole mess of everything.
Okay. She gives you a weird look, but, you know, has a general understanding that it's about something sensitive, and about some sensitive information, and she gestures you inside, as well as Ozzy, of course. And you guys
I'll close the door if she doesn't as well.
No, she does close the door, and, you know, like, how are you guys doing?
Been better.
I look around, like I'm trying to look for something, like just not like searching through her stuff, but just like glancing around the shop. Do I see my drawing like hanging up anywhere?
The one you gave to her?
Yeah.
You do not.
Let me show you the abyss. Go, do it.
do you have a tattoo of somebody else on your other chest, on your other, like, above your other nipple? No, anyway, like, you don't see, the, other picture, no.
I look sad. Sure.
But, Chitin. What is it?
We won't take too much of your time. We've been to hell and back, but we would like just to inquire about a few things. I assume you know a little about, obviously, the mess with the druid Syria and, of course, the golem.
I indeed have, you know, heard a few things and tried to help.
Attempted to sort of commune with nature to try and find the golem before. Is that a thing that you can do?
On a small scale, yeah, but I can't necessarily look through the entire world. And this golem, it can be underground, above ground. It's, for its size, it's very difficult to find, but I do know it's not close.
What about if you were trying to find another druid?
That depends if they want to be found or not. I can leave messages for other druids. But
I don't think she wants to be found.
what are you
How did
trying
the
to
golem
do? Sorry?
Find Syria and find the golem. I know that Syria has the power to commune with nature and find anything, anywhere, to a degree that has an element of life to it, I think. And I was hoping that you might be able to do the same and help us with our endeavor, but if your powers are not quite on par with hers, then it makes sense that you wouldn't be able to. How did the golem come to be? I'm fully insight in everything.
Okay, give me an insight check then.
This is gonna suck. Yeah, 9.
Yeah, 9. Well, Ozzy was there when it happened. It
Aye,
was
but he's
weird.
not a druid.
This is true. What happened? I was asked by Eve to come here, and to help make sense of this mess with nature, as there were some struggles brought on by previous people that I've never met before. Like dragonborns and a blue fella. But
Saw them
yeah,
once.
sorry.
I saw them once.
I've
Speak of.
Yeah, I've never met them or heard of them, but whatever the case may be, they antagonized the druid, presumably, and, well, things started to happen, and I was required to kind of investigate and figure out what is going on, especially after this druid circle was found a while back. I was asked to investigate to see if it had any kind of indication of what was going on, if there were other druids here or anything. A little bit to the east of here, near the cliff face, where the wood gets deep. I believe there's now a massive crater there. But yeah, I went there to inspect it, and indeed, this druid circle was more like a place of power. A tremendous amount of energy was somehow kept there. And I tried to release it, try to remove it from here to make sure that it couldn't be used to harm us. And then the next thing I remember was that it tried to take me over. And she kind of like awkwardly points at her face, and she has this deep scar that kind of runs across her face. And yeah, before I knew it, this golem appeared. Yeah, if it wasn't for this weird old man, we probably would already have died.
So you in it?
You keep cutting out, sorry, Kaiten.
So you inadvertently created the golem.
I don't know. I don't know how it came to be. All I knew is
Did
that
you try and stop it?
I tried. But whatever it was way above me. I'm lucky to still be alive. If I wasn't able to resist its influence, I don't know what would have happened.
Did you know Syria before any of this? Or have you ever spoken to her before?
No, I've never seen her that I can recall. Like, I was called there by Eve after it started happening.
Fair enough. So, essentially what you're saying is there's nothing you can do to help us with the druid or with the golem.
There's much I can do within nature, but unless you have something specific in mind, I am probably best here to continue my potions and yeah, try to figure out as much as I can about the stones that have been brought back and see if I can make sense of it.
Eve, Verena, is there any potion or anything you know to create that could help us sneak past some of these problems we've been having? Anything that might hide us from view?
There are known things, yes, that make one blend easier with their surroundings, but that requires, it usually requires somebody more specialized in the field of the shadows, which I'm afraid I'm not. I know how to yeah, to mend wounds and how to advocate for both civilization and nature. But yeah, it would not be within my realm of expertise. I could try starting to maybe see if I can find something, see what is possible with that I can do.
We're just looking for any kind of help we can get at this point.
Yeah, like back in Iran, there were a few individuals that were able to bottle certain magics that would help with that turned people temporarily invisible. I don't know, my kin has the ability to create items that help with that as well, that facilitate more blending within nature. You know, particular cloaks and such. But my expertise kind of lends it only to simple potions for the moment. But if I have the right recipes and the right ingredients, I'm sure I can make something.
It was worth a try.
Do you want me to look into it? Like, I can try.
It could help us quite a bit.
And then specifically things that help you hide better?
Yes.
Alright. I will see what I can do. I won't promise anything, though. The only thing right now that I have are these potions, and I was actually trying to make them more potent. But so far, no luck. But I can, you know, try to adjust my focus and see if I can make something happen.
Whatever you can do.
I will do my best, Ozzy. Was that all, Kaiten?
Alright, thank you for the information.
Right. Well, if you ever need potions, you know where to find me.
I've certainly found use for them recently. I'd never needed them before, but they've gotten us out of a pinch, Anna.
I did hear some. I heard something that you were starting to really enjoy the potions in the recent days. Well, let's hope you don't need them too much.
Well, I have before, so suddenly there was an increased need in healing.
I understand. Well, it's good to still see you walking.
Alright, I'm going to take a rest now, Ozzy, so I'll catch up with you later and see you later, Anna. I'm gonna head on out.
Right.
I just sort of nod my head towards Kaiten and stick around for a minute.
Yes, this is why I tried to make my leave so quick.
Right. I'm assuming you still have something to say, Ozzy?
Well, I wanted you to know that before it happened, my thoughts were of you.
Explains the drawing you made of me as he kind of like walks back.
To the shrine.
Unfortunately, there's no shrine. On the side of her work table that she has, where she kind of makes her potions, there's like a lot of paper stacked up, and you know, she has like a folded paper there, and she kind of picks it up. Like, it was very nice of you, but I'm afraid. As she kind of like moves her she moves her left hand up, and you now see this elven embroidered ring. Well, you understand. But what exactly happened? Like, I've heard weird things that you guys fell from the sky. I didn't see it myself. I wasn't there, but it was a lot of ruckus and what happened?
I just kind of I'm staring like at her hand with the embroidered. I'm sorry. Can you describe it again? What did it look like?
It's a it looks very green, as if a leaf, almost like a metallic leaf, kind of twisted around each other, and then kind of leads towards this embroidered, very light blue gem.
Okay, so I'm staring at it the whole time, you know, as she's moving her hand around and stuff, and I have my hand like up, like on the table, and my fingernails just sort of like start to gouge into the wood a bit, and I lift my hand up and I say, "It's not important," and I walk out.
Like, she tries to like stop you, but then kind of stops herself. And as you kind of like walk away, probably storm off, you can kind of feel her eyes burning in the back of your head. And if you were to look back, you would see her with a worried look on her face. She then inevitably continues back to her work that she was briefly interrupted from. Right.
Yeah, I guess I head back towards the tavern or the inn or whatever, to try and get some rest.
All right. And you get some, like, you tried to haggle another room, because you were expected to be dead, so your room that you had was kind of like given. But yeah, you do find your room. It's the same room. It's not like there's like much travelers that really take hold there, so you get the same room for the same price. Lydia went to take a nap.
Yeah, I went to the barracks to my, you know, my bed, basically.
Like, it's like a typical bunk bed. Like, there's bunk beds next to bunk beds,
Exactly.
next to bunk beds, and you just like, you take your usual spot. And it's like, it's fairly empty. Like, it used to be a lot more crowded throughout the day, but with the very lack of guardsmen and women that are left, most of them, they are already busy or otherwise occupied.
I wasn't too worried about finding a spot, yeah.
Yeah. Which, you know, for better or for worse. And Chitin, you decided to go back home?
Yeah, I mean, even though I'm kind of like up for never sleeping or eating again, it's still gonna have to happen. So he's just gonna, go home, get in bed, maybe eat a little bit in that time as well, but just straight up chill out and essentially mechanically get rid of the exhaustion. Once I feel a little bit less exhausted, I'll move on, or you know, unless some other shit.
Or sink deeply into a depression-like funk where you just never leave the bed after you first go into the bed.
I don't think the depression's coming. I don't think the depression's coming. I think that he has dealt with it.
He's moved past it. He's moved through it.
So abruptly.
You've seen the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, like, as you guys,
Literally.
like, it's midday right now, right? So you guys went to bed quite early, but considering the, you know, the experiences you guys have had, it's you guys could all use a long fucking sleep. And I assume you guys have eaten and drank, and
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, that was all sort of included in I'm going to bed. You know,
Yeah, like
oh.
everybody
We
kind of
did
just
like
goes
a
to
day in front of Netflix. One of those, whatever the equivalent of that would be, you know, when you just do that day where you don't get off the sofa.
yeah,
Whatever
just
the equivalent
chill.
of that is, just chilling out, eating food and resting, recuperating.
Yeah, like you could always try to fix your loot and such and such, but
Can I try and fix it? Is that a type of thing I can do? Because I will straight up be doing that.
yeah, give me an investigation, just a general D20 plus investigation. Does Ozzy do anything specifically, or just tries to like sleep it off? Muted.
I guess I would try and. Well, it sort of depends on what your answer is to me. And okay, yeah. So I would do the normal nightly rituals, or I'd start to do them. Like I would like normally prepare my hair for proper dyeing in the morning, but as like I go to find my dyes and such and try and set them out, I don't really feel super motivated to do it. So like I have the normal stuff out, and I just sort of like brush everything off the table in a big huff, and just crash everything onto the ground, and I look at the spell book, and I start to inscribe this letter in the very back of the spell book, and I guess I can like I don't want to say what it is like right now, like to everybody, but like I'll tell you what it is for later, I guess.
All right. And you just start writing, and then presumably afterwards go to bed?
Yep.
Alright. And you start writing, like it's midday at this point, maybe 4 or 5 p.m., give or take, as you guys all do your things as the sun starts setting, and then inevitably go to bed. As you try to fix your loot, Chitin, an 11... like, you start to kind of, like, mess around with it, but you, start to realize that you don't really know how to fix it, and you don't have the proper tools currently available to also fix it. Like, you try to, like, maybe kind of find some kind of glue-like substance and kind of, like, try to, like, push it back together. It just doesn't hold the tear.
Go see Marcon, maybe.
I'm not going to see fucking Mark. Well, I know that.
Like, he knows there are people out there that have
gifts. Who the
gifts.
fuck would fucking mend it in this town, to be fair, really? Marcon's a leather worker.
Like, now you do... Now, you do know that, Bolthik, usually is the repair guy, because he seems to have certain magics that allow for quick, small repairs. I don't believe you have ever seen Davrik go there. I don't believe you. And besides, you also have Rixie, that is a fellow bard, who has her own instrument that always seem like in good shape. There are people out there, hell, even Mark, and he's a leather worker. He probably has more craftsmanship in his little finger than you probably have in both your hands, right? So...
yeah. But they're gonna charge me fucking stupid amounts and they won't do it, so... I am a little bit less bothered about Marcon, because I now have a little bit more knowledge on his past. It doesn't change the fact that he's going to charge me double and shit. I'm just going to get really pissed off that I can't fix it myself. I'm going to realise that I'm kind of stuck for people who... But I doubt Rixie is, because Rixie is essentially going to have the same sort of knowledge as I am. I doubt it's Rixie who's fixing it. So no, I'm just gonna get pissed off and go to bed.
Alright.
I can find a whistle or something eventually if I need a focus.
Chitin Red, master
Yeah,
of
as
the
the brooding creeps in slowly, you cannot change your nature. And like...
Yeah, you could get pissed off with not being able to fix something, and then I'm just going to put it down and go to bed. I'm not doing the whole throw it out a window and storm off crying thing. I'm just going to go, I can't fix it. That's annoying. Put it down and go
Yeah, as
into a
indeed.
deep sleep.
All right,
I feel like your Zoom is censoring your horrible like speech. Like these are like new British curse words that haven't even because the British are masters of the curse.
It's just this. I don't know what's going on with my system. I literally had a blue screen. That's where I went earlier on. So it's all gone to shit.
Regardless, you fall asleep. You guys all fall asleep, and it's somewhat of a restless sleep. Actually, it's like you guys have been through some stuff. However, Ozzy, as you try to find sleep, you don't really feel like you need sleep anymore. You just don't get tired. Like, and you try to go to sleep, and you start rolling, and you close your eyes, and it's just sleep just doesn't catch you. Like
I do the thing where like I try to sleep and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna sleep. Like I'm so comfortable right now and I'm warm. I have to be able to sleep. It doesn't work otherwise. This is what I do every night. Let's do this.
Stressing yourself to sleep works
Yeah.
great.
Oh yeah.
Get some tears in there. Beautiful. It's you get into deep thoughts that kind of like zone you out, but you are essentially still awake, and just sleep just doesn't really catch you anymore. As you spend most of your perhaps a good few hours trying to get to sleep, and it just fails.
Yeah. After I try to sleep for a few hours, I throw the blankets off and just sit there for a few minutes. And I sit up and I put on my clothes like I'm normally getting ready for the day, and I walk down to the tavern. And I walk to oh my god, Eden. And I just say,
Give me the strongest thing you got.
Ozzy, you don't look worse for wear. Bit pale. Alright. The strongest thing we've got? Well,
I
we've
want to
got...
breathe fire.
I've got something then. And he kind of turns back to this weird flask that kind of like sits in the back that he has put there. It has been sitting there for a while. You might have shown it. Perhaps you even know where it comes from. It's something that Strongwalker gave Eden. A particular specific brew. And he kind of pours it down like in a shot glass. That's 1 silver piece.
I slide the silver piece over, and I try to down the whole thing in one.
Like, you're a halfling, right? So, like, it's a shot glass for, like, a human. Like, for you, it's almost like a proper glass, right? A generous shot glass. And, yeah, like, it literally... It definitely gives you this burning sensation. And, it feels like you're breathing fire. But you're not getting a buzz.
Give me another.
That's 1 silver.
Slide another one over.
Make sure to write him off. He pours another one. There you go.
I down this one as quick as I can.
And you can really start feeling the burn, right? Like, it's almost as if the insides are being scraped type of burn, but as you down it, you can feel the entire body actually becoming warm. And you almost feel like you're about to start sweating, but no buzz.
Another.
Okay. 1 silver piece.
And I start to look kind of worried now.
Eden starts starting to look curious and almost impressed.
Yeah, and I down this one as quick as I can too.
All right, yeah, and it once again that burning sensation kicks in, but you don't feel anything.
I slap the glass down on the counter, and I storm off.
As Eden kind of pours one for himself, kind of looks at it. And he kind of looks after you like, he took and he just puts it back, as now it's about half empty. And you kind of storm off as the sun starts to set. Lydia, like you, lay down, out. You're just straight up out. You're done with the day, you're exhausted, fuck this shit.
Yeah, a lot of sore muscles and a lot of complete and absolute exhaustion. Yeah, takes me 2 seconds. Just pillow, sleep.
Exactly, and as far as your dreams go, nothing, like, it's a bit of a restless sleep because there is a sense of urgency that courses within your body, a stress that is trying to keep you awake, but, you know, you are asleep, you stay asleep, and you sleep in pretty much until the next day. Nothing really special, like, it's just a much needed...
sleep.
Exactly, it's a much needed sleep. Kaiten, as you try to inevitably go to sleep yourself as well after being frustrated, being unable to fix your flute. You sleep, but there's no dreams, there's no nothing, there's just... nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Perfect.
Alright, and with that I think we'll cut off this session as everybody has gone to sleep or tried to go to sleep. I think that will be the end of today's session. And hopefully next week we'll have a fourth player, so we can indeed do
We need that backup.
We need that backup.
Really hope for a fourth player because I'm scared every time we go out.
Yeah.
Me too, Ted.
I feel
Good.
scared even when we have a fourth player.
Yeah.
I'm looking for like 3 more.
Good.
Well, the fourth player at least gives us somebody else to blame, Whack.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Exactly. It's dangerous. Like, the campaign is a very dangerous thing. The land is a very dangerous thing, I should say. Especially when there's now a very angry druid and an army, you know, perhaps ever so closely coming near you. All
I
right.
love armies invading.
Creeping on up in the dead of night.
All right.
Total War Northern Winds.
Yeah.
Total War Northern Wind.
All right.
Hobgoblin.
the first squadron is going to the left, and then archers fire.
The thing is, if it were
You
Total
3
War,
people. Go.
if it were Total War Northern Winds, you just put me in charge of whoever we're fighting, and I will fail catastrophically, no matter what the combat is.
Yeah, but I feel like
Because,
that's an unfair advantage, right?
I can't control anything with that game. I'm like, go spearmen, and they somehow get wrecked by horses. I don't, you know.
All right. But yeah, indeed, like, luckily enough, though,
That's
everybody...
exactly like the Northern Winds to me.
Yeah.
Like, go, magic, crit 1.
No.
No.
I feel like you just talk about D&D at this point, you know, or like that's just double crits, double negatives, right?
But it's usually not against an entire army of hobgoblins or
That's true.
a fucking level 20 fucking.
It's like there's 200 hobgoblins approaching the city. I will now roll attack for 200 archers. 1, 2, 3. Fuck that noise. Oh god, please don't. Okay, players, don't cause an army to fight, okay? Just my sanity.
200 archers. I'll shoot at you. What's your AC?
There's like
They miss somehow.
the arrows will block out the sun.
Miss.
Oh god, that's gonna be so fun if it comes like that. Could actually very well happen that 2 armies will clash. It also could be that, well, there's no army that will clash. There could be many things that happen. It depends on your actions. That's the very scary thing as a DM, giving the players that type of freedom. And also...
And then Syria drops a giant golem dick right on top of the village.
Doosh.
Goosh.
Roll dexterity save,
takes
see if
off
you
a mask
stand.
like, I have been Syria all along. Yeah.
Oh god, this is
It's
beautiful.
like Superman. She like
Remove the glasses.
Like, I've been Syria all along.
It was Rodolphe.
Oh, yeah, like that.
It was Rodolphe.
It all makes sense now. He too has a connection to nature.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's up to you guys. Like I am so scared to see what's gonna happen because if I was a player, I would not know what to do.
Well, I don't know what to do.
I know. I am so happy as a DM because no matter what you guys will end up doing, it will end up causing some kind of effect that is going to be very interesting to see you guys, find creative solutions for.
I mean, I guess my question is like, what if we fuck up entirely and like everything is screwed and we just lose?
Then I probably have to rebuild the entire campaign. So there's that.
Like there is the potential for us to literally destroy Amarok.
Yeah. I
wouldn't
do
destroy your whole world though. We could just do a
like that. Like there's much yet to be on to explore, so I'll be fine. It's just that
I'm looking forward to seeing where we end up.
Yeah.
I am curious to see what you guys are gonna do because there's many options, but it's just a matter of like rock hard place and what's the shiniest of all the turds, right? That's kind of what you guys are going into.
How well can we shine up all of these turds?
What's the shiniest of all the turds?
That could be our group. That could be our group name.
Shiniest,
shiny turd.
shiny turd. I will veto that, but yeah. Like you guys don't even have like a group name at this point, right? So there's many things you guys will be able to do in the future, assuming you live long enough, and there's many ways to roam, if you will. So I'm curious to see what you guys come up with, and curious to see
I can
how
get the level 2 spells. I can summon that wolf I was riding in the dream world as a...
True, yeah, that's very celestial. That brought you to those doors, indeed.
And then I'll be fine.
Like, all right, guys. Well, I see you guys are struggling. Now I've got this mount. Like it's the
you two are not helpless, so I don't need to defend you. I can keep my oaths and leave you both to die. It'll be fine.
I feel like Tyr may raise an eyebrow or two. I don't know. We'll see. If you guys want to find out what happens next, make sure to tune in every Monday, 3 p.m. PST. But before we close the night, let's do some shout-outs. Like where can we find you and etc. We'll start with Ozzy once again.
Hey everybody, I'm Wax Steven. I play the character Ozzy, and you guys can find me at Wax Steven on Twitter and Twitch TV/WaxSteven, where I do a whole bunch of stuff. I do a lot of creative art streams, doing digital painting stuff, and I do mostly RP stuff. So if you guys want to watch more RP, you can head on over to my channel Saturdays and Sundays. I do more role-playing stuff. Saturdays, I run a Dresden Files RPG. If you like contemporary fantasy, that's kind of what we do there. I do that with Peachy Pixelate, Fuzzy Freaks, and June. And on Sundays, I run a campaign for D&D 5th Edition with Mr. WolfsGoRawr over there, Peachy Pixelate, Iron Chef Bobby Flail, Swargula, and Zacatecus. And it's a whole lot of fun. It's set in the Ravenloft setting for D&D 5th Edition. So it's gothic horror kind of vibe. It's pretty great. So yeah, you should come check it out.
All right, and Kaiten Velia. Can't even do it. Sorry.
See, Kaiten Vale.
Kaiten Velia.
Barney's bird, as usual. I've got myself a little four-leaf clover over here.
The top of the morning to you, love.
Top of the morning to you, Lucky Charms. There we go. We got all those out of the way.
Yeah, leprechauns. Yay.
Yeah, I'm Brad Werto, Buff Werto. I play Kaiten Vale. I've been trying to stream, but I've been super busy, and it's really annoying. But yeah, every so often I'll do a little streams. I'm gearing up now to move into the end of the month and do a lot more D&D streams and stuff on my channel. Hype has begun for a campaign called Fractured Worlds, which is weird to just promote another person's channel, but it's on John Sandman, but I'm DMing that, and we've put a lot of effort into it, and we've got like a crazy good cast. So that begins soon, so I guess just follow me on stuff, and eventually you'll stuff like that. Yeah, and maybe some mildly almost offensive jokes on Twitter. If you're up for that, then head over there. If not, don't follow me on Twitter.
Brad's Twitter is a gem. Make sure you follow Brad on Twitter.
It's mostly like, hey, I'm streaming.
I kind of like every time your mic cuts out, Brad. Like I'm tempted to try and fill in the words myself. Like,
Fill in the blanks.
Also, I want to apologize for my mic. I don't know what is going on. This is like the third week in a row that I've just had issues upon issues, and I'm too dumb to fix it. So it's really annoying.
Like this is your webcam mic. It probably just needs a replug or something. Like after a blue screen, it may just need a full restart again or a replug. Blue screens on Windows, love them.
I don't know. It's just scary. But
It is.
today. But no, it's apparently.
As it cuts out again.
It's really not working, Brad. You're getting a lot of cutout here.
Try to change your mic. We'll see how that goes. And then, of course, we have Lydia Gray.
Hello, everyone. I'm Distracted Elf. I'm a Twitch streamer. I stream all the goddamn time. During the day, North American times, you know. That's kind of... I don't know that there's much more to say about it than that. Like, I streamed the games that I stream. Atlas Reactor recently, and I'll probably play some Hyper Light Drifter or whatever it is that just came out that looks really fun. Yeah, you know, that's what I do. So follow me over there.
Well, yeah, definitely go follow these beautiful people. The links are in the chat. You can also find them on Twitter with their respective @. And if you like the show, make sure to follow me here. I'm also a variety streamer on Twitch. I try to stream 7 days a week. Surprisingly difficult, but I do my best.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you guys enjoy the show, you want to support it, make sure to check back often. And, yeah. I hope to see you guys pop up next week. And... I think without that, we're having that said, I think that's it. That's gonna be it. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for popping in.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
We're gonna go. See you next week.